your doorstep. Koiki Media, Koiki Media, Koiki Media. We bring the world closer to your doorstep. Àwọn tó lára àgbà yìí dá, àwa ló láṣà àti èdè. Ìgbéde lárugẹ nílẹ̀ Oòduà o, àwa gangan ni bàbá. Koiki Media, Koiki Media, Koiki Media. We bring the world closer to your doorstep. They never sabi wetin we carry for her, but we dey move closer before they go sabi. I said they never know wetin we carry for body, but we dey move closer before they go sabi. Ọ̀kìn lọ lọ́jà ẹyẹ ni ń lo ló lọ́jú. Ẹyẹ tó dọ̀rí kodò bí àdán ọgbẹ́gbẹ́ lẹ́nu. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ilẹ̀ bàbá wa, ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ìlú bàbá wa. Kájùmọ̀ sowọ́pọ̀ ká lè kó dúdú àga. Òdúdú àkóbá lè gbé wá. Ọmọ Odùduwà ṣe kiri. Ẹ dìde fún ẹ̀tọ́ adúláwọ̀. Ká lè jọ jùmọ̀ gbé délẹ̀ ìlérí. Káwa lè bá oko ilẹ̀ wa. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká lè jọ gbàdé. Ká lè gbàdé adé adúláwọ̀. Àwa ni mọ̀lẹ́ tí yóò tàn káàkiri. Ìyàwó Odùduwà ni wá. Koiki Media, àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ. Ètò tó gbójú owó tiwa mọ́ ni. Kásá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà wa kájé gbúgbà yín jẹ. Ètò tó gbójú owó tiwa mọ́ ni. À ń gbé tó lárugẹ, à ń gbàsà lárugẹ. Ètò tó gbójú owó tiwa mọ́ ni. News and sports ẹ máa rí gbọ́. Ètò tó gbójú owó tiwa mọ́ ni. Ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi ló ní kí n máa ké tantan. Koiki Media ọ̀rọ̀ lágbájúmọ̀ mi o. Máa bá ṣẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ. Ọmọ Yorùbá nìyẹn, ọmọ Yorùbá tata o. À ń gbádùn rẹ̀, ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi. Ṣẹ́yìn ló máa fi dìbò tẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ o. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa ń dé máa dé máa dé. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa wọ̀ máa wọ̀ máa wọ̀ o. Igbó máa wọ̀ gájòjì ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọ̀. Àjòjì tó bá wọ̀ bẹ̀ àìbẹ̀bẹ̀ ní ẹ̀bọ̀ra. Ẹ̀yin lọ́ máa náwó kóyìnbó tó dé. Ìgbà tó yìnbó dé o, owó náà dẹ́ tún pọ̀ sí o. Koiki Media ṣàwa ní bàbá. Koiki Media, àwọn ni bàbá. Koiki Media, àwọn ni bàbá. Àdáńtọ́, àtúnpèrè gidi. Koiki Media, àwọn ni bàbá. Àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ jẹ́ ká jọgbọ́ o. Koiki Media, àwọn ni bàbá. Àtúnjà fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa, fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Koiki Media, àwọn ni bàbá. Ọmọ Oòduà ni wá o. Tọkàntọkàn. Koiki Media, àwọn ni bàbá. Ikú tó ṣe bí lébi òsì, àdìmú bàbá iyọ̀. Koiki Media, àwọn ni bàbá. We bring you one closer to your doorstep. Koiki Media, àwọn ni bàbá. Afẹ́fẹ́ tó ń fẹ́ òòdùn kan ní oko lára ni. Koiki Media, àwọn ni bàbá. Àpèrè gèdè Olódùmarè ló fún wa ṣe. Koiki Media, àwọn ni bàbá. Gbogbo ayé ẹ gbọ́, àwa ni bàbá o. Koiki Media, àwọn ni bàbá. Ẹ máa bọ̀ wá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà yín wá o. Koiki Media, àwọn ni bàbá. Odùduwà lágbé dání, òtítọ́ lágbé dání. Koiki Media, àwọn ni bàbá. A kì í sọ̀dálẹ̀, a kì í sódì kẹta. Koiki Media, àwọn ni bàbá. Àdúró tán, àtúnpèrè kéde. Koiki Media, àwọn ni bàbá. Koiki Media, we bring you one closer to your doorstep. Àwọn ni bàbá. Koiki Media is around to give us latest. Is around to give us latest. Ladies and gentlemen, ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹ tẹ́tí ètò ètò ti mẹ́. Ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ tí ètò ìdókòwò. Koiki Media is around. Koiki Media
is around.
Pàtó ọ̀gá Jehova. Ọmọ Adéyẹmọ o. Ọjọ́ òní, ọjọ́ tó lápẹ̀rẹ̀ gidi gan-an ni fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá àtàtà. Orí ni ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ọba ti kú ọ̀tá ìbáyọ̀. Wọ́n ní alákọ̀ọ́rí ọmọ ti lọ. Wò ó, èyí tí wọ́n rò yí ẹ̀ lolúwo ọba ń ló kúkú sẹ́. Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho ṣàṣẹ́bẹ̀ lọ wà. Ọ̀gá máa dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Olódùmarè ọba òkúri. Tó o bá ti dàbí wèrè tọ́jú òní ó tó pé ń tọ́ kí lọ fẹ́ wá láàrin àwọn ọmọ adarí wọn gan. Tàbí tó o bá ti dàbí gé ọmọ láàrin ìpẹ́ kí lọ máa ṣẹ̀dá òfin ìrọ̀. Ọjọ́ máa dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ alágbẹ̀dẹ àyànmọ́ ọba tó fi ọ́ dára tó dùn. Ọmọ Adéyẹmọ o, ìwọ náà kọ́ Olódùmarè ọba ní kí ọ lárugẹ.
Ẹ̀sìn wọn dúpẹ́ o.
Sunday o.
Ẹ̀sìn mo dúpẹ́.
Máa gbọ́ ó ti gbogbo olùgbọ́n máa Adéyẹmọ o. Ó dé wọn mọ́lẹ̀ pákápáká wọn ò lè mí mọ́. Ó ti kó wọn láyà jẹ́ wọn ò lè sóge. Wọ́n ṣẹ̀rù bà wọ́n. Ọjà wọn láyà wọn ò lè mí fín mọ́. Ó ti fi òkúdú lẹ́fọ́ igbá oró ní èyẹ dànù. Ọmọ Adéyẹmọ pọ̀ wọ́n bá tiẹ̀. Ọmọ ọkọ lógún ọmọ àlè. Ìwọ náà bí bàbá dojú dé àti bí ọba ṣe sí ẹjẹ́ àfọ. Kí ni bẹ nínú ọ̀gán? Ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ti dún mọ̀wúrú. Bí ọ̀pá ni kò pani. Bí ọba ní pani kó yé dún mọ̀wúrú. Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ó ti di bí àlọ́ yìí. Yé ẹjẹ́ ọmọ ewé kókò tó bá lè bí ọmọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Tó bá fẹ́ fọ̀yà kó máa fọ̀yà gbèrègbèrè sàǹgbọ́rọ̀ máa fọ́kù. Ẹni bá wọ pé ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ti di bí àlọ́ yìí. Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho ṣá. Yé orí ìlà pé ọmọ Yorùbá àtàtà ọmọ ọkọ ní ọ̀hún ṣéun. Bẹ́ẹ̀ lọmọ ọkọ ṣe ìwọ lọ́pàá gàmbàrí nípa ìsìn. Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ọ̀pá gàmbàrí nípa ìsìn. Ọ̀pá fúlàní ọgbẹ́ sọ́nà pọ̀ ya onítọ̀ ọmọ ẹ̀kọ́. Sunday Ìgbòho ṣá. Yé pẹ̀lú àwọn bàbá rẹ lọ òròlú ọmọ pẹ̀láwù. Ọ̀lẹ́lẹ́lẹ́ mo sùn lẹ́ẹ̀kan ọmọ ajá yẹn kìí nígbà bàbá rẹ mo délùú mo dáhàrin òde wọ́n di méjì bá rẹ̀ ta àlọ́ méjì bá rẹ̀ tí àgàdà yín ó di méjì bá rẹ̀ gbẹ̀dínlógún ó kan ilà àárọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ní kókó ilé wa àgàdà nínú bí àwọn rẹ̀ ọmọ gbọ́dọ̀ ọlọ́kọ̀ ilé ìṣòwò àkọ́níṣẹ́ ọlọ́kọ̀ ilé ìṣòwò ìgbàlẹ̀kẹ̀ ọmọ Adéyẹmọ o yé Sunday Ìgbòho sàmà pọ̀ ogun ní náà ní lógún ogun ló ní ilé àárọ̀ ogun ni wọ́n fi jagun gbẹ́gbẹ́ jẹ́ bóògùn ọ̀yẹ́ ẹja nẹ́ta wa lóògùn ọ̀nà Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho ṣà ló ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá gbòmìnira dandan ni máa wá gbọ́ o lọ́dà yìí o ìlànà Olódùmarè ni wọ́n máa lò ọmọ Adéyẹmọ o dákun mọ́rù làwọn oníṣẹ́ ẹbí ẹ̀tọ́ kálukú mọ̀ fi dùn wọ́n orí kálukú ló gbé ọdẹ́pọ̀ tó dùn wọ́n á máa gbọ́ o gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá tàtà ń tẹ́wá lóye ẹja fọwọ́pọ̀ ká gbé ẹni tó lúwọ́ fi sẹ́ ká gbé lárugẹ gidi ni ẹ̀mí jù ọ́ wọn ò dùn ẹjọ́ orodò lọ sí ní bá méjì kọ́ o ẹni tó lúwọ́ fi sẹ́rán ọ̀gátọ̀ sí ẹni tó fi ara wọn Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ tó fẹ́ra tiwa akọni jagunjagun ọkùnrin tààrà pọ̀dọ̀kẹ́lẹ́ ọmọ Adéyẹmọ o wọ́n á máa gbọ́n fẹ́ sàgbà kan fún wọn ni ẹni tó bá ní kó ògùn ní kékeré kó máa fọwọ́ ara wọn síra wọn wọ́n ní kàkọ́ máa ṣe ara rẹ̀ kókò dànù ìmọ̀jọ́ ayóyè pọ̀ ní kú lọ́wọ́ ọmọ wá kékeré tó kékeré ìdáhọ́ inú ọmọ gbẹ̀yìn agbẹ̀dẹ òsì bàtàrí òní gbúrú òdòkó tẹ̀ máa gbọ́ àwọn bàbá rẹ tó ti wà níbùgbé ìdájọ́ wọn máa fọwọ́ tì ọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ ni àwọn alágbára jagun tí wọ́n ní jagun ṣáájú ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wọ́n máa fi ọ́ tì ọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ ni Oòduà Ọlọ́fin Ọbàtálá Báṣọ̀run Àjàká Àjàngẹ̀tìẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹ̀fọ́fọ̀fẹ́rí lánàfọ́kúnlá òun lẹ̀ mẹ́rú ọmọdékùnrin sábà aborílá aboríkòkò alùpùpù bàbá àkúdù ògèdèǹgbé agbógungbòrò olè jẹ́ Ṣàngó. Máa gbọ́ná sẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ọmọ Adéyẹmọ o ń bọ̀ Ṣàngó tí mọ́ ògùn làyà wáyé náà ọmọ Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho Ṣàngó ló ti rí gbẹ̀tùgbẹ̀tù tiẹ̀ ṣe ọ̀gbárùgbọ̀ alárúgbó onúgbò lọ rè jó ògùn làyà ọ̀sẹ̀ pààyàn kẹ́ni ọmọ ń dè bàbá rẹ lọ òrùkàtàrí gbàgbà kẹ́ni ọmọ ń dè bàbá rẹ lọ alárúgbó parúmọ́ Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ní oṣù olùgbòde gbangba Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ó ti di kókó ọdù ó ti wà lókè ẹni bá ní ọjà kọ́kọ́ máa kú ni máa gbọ́ o tó orí má bẹ̀rù ọ̀tẹ̀ mọ́ orí ní gbogbo fùlùfùlù labalábá tí wọ́n ń dìbò lẹ́kùn Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho ṣá orí bí wọ́n ti ń wọṣọ àkísà máa gbọ́ o yẹ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá àtàtà tó bá lóye akọ́dà ayé ọgbọ́ ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ní ẹja fọwọ́tì yìí débi tó lápẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹja fọ tẹ́lẹ̀ èmi tún ìwọ òtún kò lè gbé wa dédé kankan pa akọ́dà ayé ọgbọ́ ẹja pàwọ́pọ̀ ká bí ẹni tó ń wọ́pọ̀ fi sẹ́ni lárugẹ ni ẹ máa gbọ́ òní bó ní ẹsẹ̀ wọ́n máa fara òní ni igi igbó sórí pọ̀ wọ́n dìgbẹ́ ẹ̀rí ni àwọn àgbàlagbà wọ́n ní bí orí bá dúró tọrùn inú déyìn ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ gan ni sábìdì ọmọ Adéyẹmọ yéé máa bá ọjọ́ òní ọjọ́ burúkú tó lápẹ̀rẹ̀ ni ṣùgbọ́n àwọn tí wọ́n ṣerú ẹ̀ wọn ò lè mú jẹ́ má ṣe pé ṣùgbọ́n nu rẹ̀ gbogbo tó ọba tó ń pátápátá bọ̀ ìmọ́lẹ̀ thank you àrò ọ̀rọ̀ mọ́ gbogbo tó ọba ti ń jẹ́ àrò ọ̀rọ̀ mọ́ àwọn tó mú kọ́jọ́ òní wáyé má ṣe pé o ṣùgbọ́n má jẹnu rẹ̀ ó gbófo gbogbo tó ọba pátápátá àrò ní ọmọ ọ̀rọ̀ mọ́ orí bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n máa fèyísè lọ́lé wa kì í ṣe é mọ̀ wọ́n lè bí lẹ́rìí wípé ìtàlọ́kùnrin ìwòtọ́ lápẹẹrẹ lágbájá ní tàmẹ́dọ́ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ akéwìrè ọmọ wọn lọ́gbọ̀mọ̀ṣọ́ àkílété mo bólúwa mi dúpẹ́ mo bẹ̀rù àgbà.
Okay, very good afternoon and welcome. The time has changed. In case you are not aware, there's now 1 hour difference between Nigeria and United Kingdom where I am transmitting from. Koiki Media. I am the last man standing when it comes to the movement. Moki Bugwa, as we kickstart the new week, the month of October is gone. In the next few hours, we'll be saying Happy New Month. And I'm saying Happy New Month in advance. Koto dipa ma wonu agbami eto yen, I have a very important announcement, and that announcement is very, very important, and I would like every one of us to listen to that announcement before we move further. In the 30th of October 2023, and this is a live transmission. So we are live on multiple platforms as usual. We're live on YouTube. We are live on the Mix LR, which is like an audio version. It's very cheap. We are live on TikTok. We're live on Twitter Space. We're live on the 2 Facebook page that I have, Koiki Media, Koiki Odudua page, and we are live on the backup channel. And we should go live in just about a few minutes after the anthem on the on our backup on the Instagram or Layomi Koiki. Remember to follow us on all the platforms. I cannot tell you when I'm going to be live. That I cannot tell you. But the probability that a day will not pass without me either posting something on the social media, which is the only way we can communicate. We don't have a satellite transmission like Elon Musk. I would have loved to have something like that so that message might travel that. So the only option that we have when it comes to communication, Lori Yoruba Nation, Tagbedani, Ononi, the social media. The power of the social media is very strong, but it can also backlash, especially Fawati Agberu Sheba Idani. It could either be reported or it could just be that the government doesn't like what we are doing. So the probability that Nigba me, Tabajade pe we have something important to share. Gbogbo ẹni tó bá gbọ́ broadcast lẹ́ni, whether you're listening to it live or you're going to watch it later. The only thing you can do for me today, and I'll monitor that, is to just go on Arole Baba 1010 TV2 and subscribe. Sherry, the social media is a very powerful tool, but the moment Tobati be social media, where we cannot reach out to you. If I cannot reach out to you now, even if I'm live, nobody knows I'm live. That is if I'm using a different account. Ìyẹn la ṣe ń sọ fẹ́yìn tẹ́ ń tẹ̀lé wa pé ẹ má dúró sójú kan bí tẹ́ bá mọ̀ wá sí orí Facebook nìkan ni mo ti fẹ́ máa gbọ́ yín. Well, eventually one day I might not be on Facebook anymore. It might be one day I might not be on YouTube anymore. It might just be a MixLR. MixLR is a platform that is also independent away from YouTube and Facebook. Ẹni tó ní Facebook ló ní Instagram. Òun náà ló ní WhatsApp. So what more our to jẹ́ pé we are kind of an activist. An activist is not anything than somebody that is trying to do something different. So I'm going to share the link, but I cannot post it on the Facebook because we have been blocked. That's part of the problem. Any small thing we get blocked on Facebook. So I cannot post my comment on Facebook, even though I have 500,000 followers on Facebook. But the reaction of what I get is no longer 500,000 because some of you do not get my notification. So, lost sign. Ẹni tó bá tí bá wa lọ sórí the new page of Arole Baba 1010 TV2. I'm going to share the link on the YouTube. I want you to go and do that now. Kato Wano program though. Click on that link and help us to follow that page. I will monitor it until we have at least the ample time of 2 hours. So this program will probably end just before 4 o'clock or just thereabout. At the moment, I know that any of my program will run nothing less than 6,000K view. Tiba calculate gbogbo bi tetin wo mi lórí MixLR and everywhere. By the time I come back and check it, it's about almost 10,000. Tiba ni calculate it. So I expect part of that 10,000 to my program ileni. Eba wa lo subscribe. I'm not here to force you. It's a plea. We're begging you. Eba wa lo subscribe because Arole Baba 1010 is one of the most powerful Yoruba nation, campaigner. But when, as you can see this morning, even our Tajesta Radio, they've disconnected us on the YouTube. Now the channel will have to bring another channel up. Then we have to promote that. It takes some time. And if Arole doesn't have the exact number, Lori Page, that means it cannot go live on YouTube. You need at least 500 to 1,000 subscribers to enable you to go live. Page don't look LA. It has been affected. So while you are watching me right now, I'm going to page here, subscribe. I'm begging it. Because our Yoruba Nation campaign. Don't expect NTA to talk about Yoruba Nation. Don't expect Channels Television. Don't expect any other network around the world. Láti sọ fún yín pé àwọn kan campaign for Yoruba Nation. As far as they're concerned, they don't even want us to campaign about self-determination. Because gbogbo tá à ń sọ fún yín lójoojúmọ́ is fact, is evidence-based. And I'm going to also be sharing something with you today that you probably will never have known. And tí Arole náà bá ń share program ẹ̀ tẹ́ ẹ lè gbọ́, then what is the point? Because at the moment, what is restricted lórí Facebook, messaging or travel, YouTube tó tún ní what is restricted. He has opened a new YouTube channel and we are pleading. I am not here to force you. Into bá ti mú yín gbọ́n tí mò ń sọ tẹ́ ẹ subscribe. Definitely, I don't know what you guys want anyway. Because while we are saying we want Yoruba Nation, ìgbà wo ló máa bọ́ sí, ara tó ṣe máa bọ́ sí ni pé kẹ́ follow page yẹn, because àwọn page yẹn ni constant Yoruba. Look, I did a search yesterday. Let me play the anthem because we might start talking and then I'm going to go out of the, the rate. But I wanted to put this. I'll mention that at the middle of the program and I'm going to mention it as well towards the end. Eba wa logbowole subscription button here, ke follow page here. Let's push that page for at least lot of the Koiki Media. Edeka funi 500 subscribers. We can do it. But kò sí point. Takọ̀ máa wá jókòó, ẹ máa gbọ́ wa, ẹ máa lọ, ẹ tún dúró de the next media tó máa jáde. But lára media tó fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ gangan fún Yorùbá Nation, ó need assistant wa nísìn, ó need ìrànlọ́wọ́ wa nísìn. Kí làwa máa wá ṣe? Kò ní kẹ́ fóun lówó, kò ní kẹ́ fóun ní kankan, ó ní kẹ́ bá òun subscribe. And I think that is something that we should be able to appreciate. So wherever you're watching, wherever platform you're listening, ẹ lọ sórí page yẹn nísìn, kẹ́ bá wa lọ subscribe. Tẹ́ bá ń wá lórí YouTube, Arole Baba 1010 TV2. And like I said, it's just a matter of a click of a button. At the moment, it's jumped to 91. That shows that àwọn kan ti gbọ́n kọ́ta sọ. But àwọn kan wà very adamant. No, it's not 1010 as in figure. It's in 1010 as in words. So 10 yẹn máa jẹ́ TENTEN TV2. Arole Baba 10. Kò ń ṣe 10 ní 10, ten, T-E-N. So I cannot say more than that. So that over the job meet eba ni Koiki, yeah, I'm a sorry Twitter náà ní sí. Ààrí ẹ kó wà live. It's because follow our information can deliver for you. So I think the message has been delivered. Please do not call and interrupt the program while I'm live. If you do, and I can tell that you're watching me, I'll block you. This is not the time for calling. Do not distract. So we're going to play the anthem, and then we're going to start driving into the program this afternoon. We have 2 hours for presentation. If you have question, you can always send it to me. I mean, Tibanika, when you have a question, then you go on my website. Etuni, I have a question. I mean, I don't understand. Emma Tilosori, yeah, that's it. Let me pin that. Yeah, you got it right. Yeah. Yeah. Ebami rewrite a space TV at it. Male pin it about me on marking. You got it right, but Ebami space TV at it. Male pin it mole. I wanted to say something earlier. So let us remind ourselves that our blogger, content creator. Content creator, àwọn tó ń create content. Ó yàtọ̀ sí àwa presenter làwa, I'm presenting kankan fún yín. Ẹ̀yin ni kẹ́ decide bóyá in time present yẹn ó wọ́tẹ̀ kẹ́tẹ̀lé or not. Tẹ́ bá fi pé Yorùbá Nation tá à ń sọ yẹn pé is a waste of time, no problem. You have the right not to even listen to it. But one day, every one of us will come back and say, ó dà ń pín kan tó máa ń sọ níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn yẹn, ó dà ń pé ó make sense díẹ̀. Orí ẹ̀ la tó fi sọ̀rọ̀ yìí lórí self-determination. Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ wo àkọlé ètò yẹn lórí backup channel wa. Topic yẹn lè yàtọ̀ díẹ̀, but it's still falling on the same thing. So the topic today is the United Kingdom remains committed to upholding self-determination. Kí ló mean by that? Kí ni nǹkan tí mo rí tí mo fẹ́ mú wá fún yín lórí ẹ̀? Òun ni a fi sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí. So mo fẹ́ kẹ́ jókòó, kẹ́ farabalẹ̀, ká jọ gbádùn ètò náà. We must take back our stolen identity. Ẹlòmíì ò mọ̀ pọ̀ ti gba identity wa. Kí ló ń pè lá identity? Gbogbo ẹ̀ ni máa ṣàlàyé lọ́sàn-án. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, Ọláyọmí Kóìkì of Kóìkì Media ni mò ń jẹ́. Bringing the world closer to your doorstep. And let's start with the anthem. Mo máa kí gbogbo wa pé a kú ọjọ́ ajé, mo kí ọmọdé, mo kí àgbàlagbà, mo kí gbogbo wa káàkiri ibi tí a ti ń gbọ́ wa. Do not tell us speak Yorùbá. Kò ń ṣe Yorùbá nìkan ni mo ń bá sọ̀rọ̀. Mo ń bá gbogbo àgbáyé sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ̀yin kọ́ lẹ máa sọ tá máa stop fi sọ̀rọ̀, tá máa fi ṣe presentation. If we want to do a Yorùbá program nìkan, àmọ́ pé Yorùbá program nìkan là ń ṣe. Tó bá dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé kò ń ṣe Yorùbá Nation program nìkan la gbé dání, á jẹ́ pé lẹ́ǹkọ̀ọ̀kan we must speak in English. So please do not be one of those that will come on a live show like this and say, eso English, eso Yoruba. So we are not speaking to you alone. We are trying to deliver a message. I'm not being on YouTube. There's a touch there. Let's refresh the camera. I'm not being, because I'm using, I think it's back. We're just trying something. If the quality of the YouTube is working, I'm talking about the Koiki Media. I'm testing a device. So Toba, okay, well, I'm not using the webcam from the laptop, so I'm using a different camera. So I just want to see how it goes. So good afternoon once again, and welcome to every one of you. I won't be mentioning names because, it's going to take us a while out of our time, but I will appreciate you all towards the end of the program. Each time we sit here, Taban Sokwe Afe Yoruba Nation, Afe Yoruba Nation, or whatever, we're talking to the real Yoruba people. I'm not here to talk to Omo Yoruba, to New Yoruba Nation. It's entirely up to you. You don't have to accept it. Working forcing you. But I am talking to the real Yoruba people. Àwọn ọmọ ọkọ Yorùbá ilẹ̀ Yorùbá là ń bá sọ̀rọ̀. Àwọn ọmọ ọkọ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá òun ni mò ń present fún. Àti whoever tó bá fẹ́ gbọ́. Àwa tá dúró pé nǹkan kan wrong nínú Nàìjíríà. We are right. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan ti wrong pẹ̀lú Nàìjíríà, and Nigeria is not going to prosper. It does not matter what your pastor, your imam, or your traditionalist babalawo they're presenting to you. That country is gone. And don't wait for your life to be taken before you join the Yoruba movement. A lot of us that are campaigning be a fair Yoruba nation. There are two key things to shekoko, to pataki, that we must continue to remind you, our listeners, and our followers. Self-determination. Self-determination kò ń ṣe crime. Pé yàn campaign pé o fẹ́ lù tó wà mọ́ nísìn, o fẹ́ kí ìwà àti àwọn ẹ̀yẹ kẹjọ jáde. Lótìtọ́ kò ń ṣe gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ló fẹ́ ká kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà. Not literally pé gbogbo wọn ló ń gbádùn nínú Nàìjíríà. You might be surprised that majority àwọn tó wà nílé tó náà wọ́n fẹ́ Yorùbá nation kò ń ṣe pé wọ́n gbádùn, kò dẹ̀ ṣe pé wọ́n ní access sí government. Wọ́n kàn wà worried, wọ́n dẹ̀ wà concerned pé ǹjẹ́ ibi tẹ́ sọ pé a fẹ́ lọ yìí, ǹjẹ́ wọ́n gbàgbọ́ yí ẹ̀ dáadáa, àti pé kí la máa bá níbẹ̀. Torí tá bá na fẹ́ kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà, ẹlòmíì gan rò pé bóyá kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà yẹn wọ́n mọ̀ pé àwa náà la ṣe ní the geographical space. So tá bá lọ wo Nàìjíríà lénìí, this is Nigeria, níbi tí mo gbọ́wọ́ sí. So ibi tó ń pè Nàìjíríà yẹn, orúkọ yẹn nìkan la fẹ́ change, a dẹ̀ fẹ́ take control identity yẹn padà. So ó difficult fún ẹlòmíì láti get understanding yẹn pé kí lẹ́mí pé a fẹ́ kúrò nínú, ẹ mọ̀, bóyá báwa ṣe ń sọ pé a fẹ́ kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà yẹn, bóyá kò ń ṣe the right terms. Because tẹ́ bá sọ fún yàn pé a fẹ́ kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà, okay, because àwọn èèyàn mọ̀ pé mo ti kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà nísìn, mo wà labroad. So kí lẹ́mí pé fẹ́ kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà? No, a fẹ́ gba ibi tó ń pè ní territorial area tá a mọ̀ sílẹ̀ Yorùbá, ìyẹn la fẹ́ gbà padà. Because gẹ́gẹ́ bí Nàìjíríà ṣe wà nísìn, mo ń try láti wá lẹ́tà bàbá kí tó ìtàkọ̀ sí Buhari, because ó ní map yẹn, for some time now we've not been using the software, so but I'm managing nǹkan tá bá ní láti máa fi present. Tá bá wo map Nàìjíríà lénìí, tá bá wo map yẹn, a rí pé láti Kwara wá sísàlẹ̀, ibẹ̀ yẹn ló ń pè ní territory tó tọ̀dọ̀ tiwa. Ibẹ̀ gangan níbi tá lè sọ pé àwa jẹ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìran ọmọ aládé, lótìtọ́ àwọn kan tún lè máa sọ pé ó jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ, but tẹ́ bá ń sọ pé ó jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ, ìyẹn kò ní wà in the argument lénìí based on in tí wọ́n map jáde lórí àgbáyé, because map tó wà níta ni pé Nàìjíríà ó níbi tó ń pè ní south west, ó níbi tó ń pè ní south east, ó níbi tó ń pè ní north east, north central, north west and south south. So as it stands today, lénìí on the 30th of October 2023, dialing code tó wà ní Nàìjíríà lénìí, gbogbo wa la jọ ń share dialing code yẹn. O lè fẹ́ pé Nàìjíríà direct without putting the dialing code. O gbọ́dọ̀ fi dialing code yẹn sí. So that means pé àwọn tó mápù Nàìjíríà, wọ́n map ẹ̀ from the point of kó gbogbo wa together. Ṣé kò possible kò ní o fẹ́ pe ilẹ̀ Yorùbá nísìn? Kò possible. Kí ni dialing code tó fẹ́ fi pe ilẹ̀ Yorùbá? But ṣé o mọ̀ pé tá a bá ti kúrò nínú space tí a fi ń pè ní Nàìjíríà, automatically ìjọ tí Yorùbá bá ti dá dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí orílẹ̀-èdè tiẹ̀, àwa náà máa ní ìtàn pè ní dialing code ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Mo rò pé nǹkan tí mo ń sọ ó yé wa. Tó bá fẹ́ pè mí láti Nàìjíríà nísìn wá sí UK, ó gbọ́dọ̀ fi dialing code yẹn sí +44. Ó ní reason tí gbogbo ìlú ṣe ní dialing code. Dialing code yẹn indicate pé ìlú tó fẹ́ bá sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn code ibẹ̀ nìyẹn. Bó ṣe map it out. So tá bá ní a fẹ́ kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà, not literally pé gbogbo ẹ̀yà tó ń bẹ nínú ilẹ̀ Yorùbá láti Kwara wá sísàlẹ̀ pé a máa kóra wa kúrò nínú ẹ̀. Àwa náà la ṣì ní space yẹn. Space kí là ń pè ní space? Láti ibi sí ibi tọ́wọ́ mi wà nísìn sí bíbá ní space. So space báyìí títí di báyìí àwa la ní. Tó bá wá di pé a fẹ́ lọ mú space oní space mọ́ space tiwa lọ́jọ́ iwájú àbí táwọn náà bá fẹ́ mú tọ̀dọ̀ tiwa, ìyẹn ló ń fa ìkùnsínú tá à ń rí lénìí ní gbogbo ilẹ̀ aláwọ̀ funfun àti ilẹ̀ aláwọ̀ dúdú. Ààyè tiwa, a fẹ́ gba ìtàn pè ní ààyè yẹn padà, tó jẹ́ pé tó bá di 30 years from now, tó bá di ọ̀la, depending on ìjọ tí ilẹ̀ yẹn bá padà sọ́dọ̀ tiwa, because presently nísìn ilẹ̀ yẹn ò tíì sí lọ́wọ́ wa mọ́. Lótìtọ́ aláwọn tó ń darí ẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwọn gómìnà wa, àwọn ló ń bá wa darí ẹ̀. But dídarí tó ń darí ààyè yẹn tá à ń pè ní South West lénìí, wọ́n ń darí ẹ̀ on behalf of ìlú kan tó ń pè ní Nàìjíríà. Ìyẹn ni tẹ́ bá lọ wo tí Tinubu sọ fún German Chancellor. Ó ní òun máa make sure pé relationship àwa àti Germany gẹ́gẹ́ bí ààyè tí Nàìjíríà wà, àjọ máa tẹ̀síwájú. Àmọ́ kò sọ fún wọn pé ọdún 4 péré lòun ní lórí ààyè yẹn. Ẹ mọ̀ pé Tinubu ló ń bá wa manage ààyè titi wa nísìn, but on behalf of Nigeria. So irọ́ tí wọ́n ń pa fún yín ni pé ààyè yẹn ó máa ní àlàáfíà gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwọn òpùrọ́ ẹlẹ́sìn mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta, àti Mùsùlùmí àti Kìrìsìtẹ́nì àti oníṣẹ̀ṣe. Òpùrọ́ ni wọ́n, because wọ́n mọ̀ pé ààyè yẹn ò lè ní lọ síwájú nítorí pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan ni kò ń jẹ́ kí ààyè yẹn kó lọ síwájú. Because tó bá jẹ́ pé ààyè tá à ń sọ yìí ó máa lọ síwájú ni, kí ni Akérédolú sá lọ sí the same Germany láti lọ gba treatment? Òun ò ṣe gba treatment yẹn nínú ààyè tó ń pè ní Nàìjíríà. Ó dà pé because a gbọ́dọ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń ṣe breakdown interchange ọ̀pá fẹ́ gbà, because ẹlòmíì kí lẹ́mí Yorùbá nation wọ́n lẹ́ ń ṣe ọmọ ìṣọ́rẹ́ ọ Yorùbá nation, because kò tí ní understanding pé ààyè tó ń fún ní problem òun ní Nàìjíríà. Ìjọ tí a bá ti kúrò nínú ààyè tí wọ́n ń lórúkọ, because àwa la láàyè, okay maybe ẹ jẹ́ kí n tún gbé báyìí. Àwa la ní ààyè yẹn. Ìlú yìí ni mo ti mọ̀ pé nígbà tí mo dé ìlú yìí wọ́n máa ń rẹ́ǹtì space bí ṣe wà báyìí nísìn ó yẹ kí n máa sanwó fún ìyàwó mi pé mò ń lo space yìí but ẹ mọ̀ pé torí pé ọkọ àti ìyàwó ni wá so kò gbọ́dọ̀ máa gbowó lọ́wọ́ mi àmọ́ mo gbọ́dọ̀ máa sanwó ẹ̀tọ́ inú ilé yìí fún ìyàwó mi gẹ́gẹ́ bí olórí ilé inú ilé yìí iná tí mo tàn yín nísìn ìyàwó mi ò expect pé lọ́sàn-án gan báyìí ó yẹ kí n tanná kalẹ̀ torí pé kí ni mò ń ṣe tí mo fẹ́ máa tanná àmọ́ nítorí pé mo fẹ́ jẹ́ kí àwòrán tí ẹ máa fi wò mí kó lè tanná dáadáa sójú yín kó lè nímọ́lẹ̀ òun ni mo ṣe tanná tí bá paná ẹ̀ nísìn ó máa dim díẹ̀ kò ń ṣe pé reflection òrùn ò wọlé àmọ́ iná tí mo tàn yẹn ó fún ní a bit of lightning ó fún ní a bit of effect now Nàìjíríà kò ní àyè farabalẹ̀ kó gbọ́ bíbá dáadáa ṣe rí ibi tó ń pè ní Nàìjíríà yẹn kò níbi kankan tó ń pè ní ààyè tiẹ̀ ààyè tí ó wà ń bẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ òun níbi tá à ń pè ní Yorùbá Kingdom ààyè nǹkan fi ń pè ní ààyè ni pé àwa la ní ààyè yẹn àwa la ní ibẹ̀ now nígbà tó di ọdún kan lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí wọ́n ti ṣe slave trade táwọn òyìnbó nígbà colony tí àwọn òyìnbó dé tí wọ́n kó wa lẹ́rú àwọn ọba wa wà lára àwọn tó tà wá dànù but ìyẹn ẹja fi sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ lọ́hùn ìtò òyìnbó tó wá ṣe ni pé ààyè tí wọ́n bá wa òun kọ́ ló fi wálẹ̀ sí wọ́n fi wá sórí ààyè yẹn lóòótọ́ àmọ́ wọ́n change kankan tó jẹ́ identity wa lórí ààyè yẹn because tó bá jẹ́ pé after the slave trade òyìnbó lọ a sì ń jẹ́ Yorùbá Kingdom bí ẹ ṣe ń gbọ́ Ọ̀yọ́ Empire tó bá jẹ́ pé gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀ni nísìn Ọ̀yọ́ Empire la bá ṣé ẹ máa gbọ́ nǹkan kan tó ń pè ní Nàìjíríà kò likely kò sí nǹkan kan tó máa jẹ́ Nàìjíríà but nítorí pé after táwọn òyìnbó lọ kó tó di pọ́fẹ́ máa lọ ní 1914 wọ́n tún wá ṣe ọgbọ́n kan pé àwọn táwọn bá ní àyè yìí ọpọlọ wọn ó ti kọjá in táwọn gan rò pé àwọn máa bá ṣe rí kò ń ṣe àwa èèyàn dúdú nìkan là ń lo nǹkan dúdú àwọn òyìnbó àwọn náà ní tọ̀dọ̀ tiwọn láwọn tó bá ní ìmọ̀ kọ́kọ́ àti ìmọ̀ ọ̀tá ni mò ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn ti rí ìran yẹn thousands of years ahead wọ́n mọ̀ pé because màá dẹ̀ sọ fún yín bó ṣe rí nígbà tó dọ́dọ̀ tiwa wọ́n bá wa tá à ń dífá àwọn fá kan wà tó máa ti dí fún wọn tó máa ṣàlàyé fún wọn pé ìran tẹ wá báyìí o ìran dáadáa ni ìran tó ń gbàlejò ni ìran tó ń tọ́jú èèyàn ni ìran tó ń mọ ẹ̀tọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ibi tó ń pè ní social services àwa la ní gbogbo pẹ̀sẹ̀ ń gbọ́ social service lẹ́nìí ìran Yorùbá ló ní àwa wá gbé gbogbo àṣírí yẹn agbilé wọn lọ́wọ́ àwọn náà wá padà wá sọ́dọ̀ tí wọ́n wá jókòó wọ́n wá wò pé táwọn ò bá destroy àwọn ìran kọ̀ọ̀kan yìí kò wá ń ṣàwà nìkan I'm talking about the whole of Africa now táwọn bá fi gbogbo ìran yìí sílẹ̀ tó bá wà in one uniform ibi táwọn ti ń bọ̀ tó tutù tó jẹ́ pé probability pé nǹkan máa ṣe work nílùú yìí kò ní work it's just a matter of time because ìgbà kan là ń gbọ́ the industrialization of this country èmi ò bá nígbà tí máa fi dé ìlú yìí gbogbo factory tí a mọ̀ tán ni wọ́n máa fi ń produce wọ́n ti sọ di oríṣiríṣi nǹkan míì especially ní gbogbo ọ̀nà Liverpool Manchester because níjọ́ náà lọ́n ibẹ̀ làwọn ọkọ̀ ń dé sí so ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ èèyàn tá à ń sọ fún pé àyè tó jẹ́ tiwa yìí ṣe jẹ́ ká padà sórí ẹ̀ àmọ́ ká má lo orúkọ tó fún ní 1914 mọ́ ibi tá ti ní clash nìyẹn ẹ̀wọ̀n tó ń lọ ní Rivers State lẹ́ni nísìn ṣérú ìtẹ́fẹ́ máa rí nìyẹn ẹ̀wọ̀n tó ń lọ ní Ondo náà tí wọ́n fẹ́ hijack ìjọba mọ́ra wọn lọ́wọ́ àmọ́ self determination tá à ń sọ yìí ó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú pé ààyè sórí o ò lè fẹ́ ṣe bó fẹ́ gba self determination tó bá ní ààyè wo gangan ibo gangan ní ààyè Nàìjíríà ẹ bá mi sọ nínú comment section. Níbo ni ààyè Nàìjíríà wà? Níbo ni ààyè Nàìjíríà níbo ló wà? Mo wà lórí live program nísìn mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ kẹ́ tún pè padà mọ́ tẹ́ bá pè. Because if not the call will keep coming back again. Àdèlè pa fóònù nítorí èèyàn. Níbo ni ààyè tí Nàìjíríà ń lò níbo ló wà? Ẹ bá mi ṣàlàyé fún mi. Níbo ni identity Nàìjíríà níbo ló wà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá lénìí? Ẹ fi sínú comment section. Because à ń sọ fáwọn èèyàn pé ààyè yìí àwa la ní, ẹ jẹ́ ká retrieve ààyè yìí padà lọ́wọ́ orúkọ tó ń pè ní Nàìjíríà. Àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ní no, àwọn ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n náà sì fẹ́ káwọn wà nínú ààyè táwọn wà yẹn. Àmọ́ àwọn prefer orúkọ tó ń jẹ́ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísìn. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n tún global. Kò sí obìnrin ló máa ń sábà change orúkọ àfi tí situation bá arise. Obìnrin míì wà láyé ìléni nísìn kò lórúkọ ọkọ ẹ̀, ó ń lórúkọ bàbá tiẹ̀, but gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ Yorùbá bá ti ṣe gbọ́ nínú ìwé ìtàn àti pé àwọn ibòmíì náà kò ń ṣe Yorùbá nìkan, automatically tó bá ti ṣèyàwó pẹ̀lú èèyàn ó gbọ́dọ̀ change orúkọ yẹn. Now orúkọ gangan la fẹ́ change, àwa la sì ní ààyè wa. Orúkọ tá à ń lò lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ tó ń pè ní Nàìjíríà àwa kọ́ là ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Àwọn òyìnbó aláwọ̀ funfun ní ọdún kan tó ń pè ní 1914 àwọn ni wọ́n change orúkọ yẹn láti Yorùbá Kingdom, Empire, Odùduwà Kingdom, oríṣiríṣi tá a bá fẹ́ pè é, àwọn ni wọ́n dá padà sí ibi tó fi ń pè ní Nigeria. Tá bá wá lọ wo history Nàìjíríà yẹn, orúkọ yẹn kò tí lásti, kódà kò tí lásti ibi tí orúkọ tá fi ń pe ilẹ̀ Yorùbá kò tí dé wọn, kò tí dé ìkànnà ẹ̀ báyìí. Ìkànnà tó wà lọ́wọ́ mi, tá bá ní ká yọ ìkànnà yìí nísìn, tá bá ní ká fi sí òṣùwọ̀n, Nàìjíríà àti ilẹ̀ Yorùbá kò ọjọ́ sí ní ẹgbẹ́ kankan. Nítorí pé Nàìjíríà, gbogbo tó ń pè Nàìjíríà léde nísìn kò tí pé 200 years gan fúnra rẹ̀. So tá bá wá ń sọ pé àwọn ìyá wa kankan wà, kódà wọ́n ti change orúkọ wọn gan sẹ̀ látara pé ìdí kan àbí ìdí kejì. Wọ́n rẹ̀ ní tí kò bá nídìí, ẹ má bínú ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà pé obìnrin ò kí ń jẹ́ kúmọ́lú. So ìdídè ti wà nísìn tá a ṣe ń sọ pé ẹ jẹ́ a kúrò nínú orúkọ tí àwọn aláwọ̀ funfun fún wa, ẹ jẹ́ a lórúkọ míì lórílẹ̀-èdè ayé wa yẹn. Àwọn kan ní náà àfẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n á wò pé ṣé kò ń ṣe pé èdì lélẹ̀, because tí kò bá ń ṣe èdì, orúkọ tá à ń lò yìí, àwọn tó ń darí orúkọ yẹn gan wọ́n ń sá fún ìdí kan àbí ìdí kejì. Òun ni gọ́vnà Akérédolú, because tó bá jẹ́ pé gómìnà tó jẹ́ olóòótọ́ ni, tí òun náà dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé Nàìjíríà gangan lòun, ọmọ Nàìjíríà lòun, kí ló wá sá lọ sí orílẹ̀-èdè míì tí wọ́n sọ òyìnbó láti lọ gba ìtọ́jú? So ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọmọ Nàìjíríà lénìí, ìjà Nàìjíríà tẹ́ ń jà yẹn ó lè má yẹ tẹ́lẹ̀, kò yé mi náà tẹ́lẹ̀, bọ̀ nísìn tí a ti jọ fi ń ṣe ètò, tá a ti jọ fi ń ṣe àlàyé fúnra wa pé kò ń ṣe pé a fẹ́ kó kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà, kó lọ anywhere, kó lọ anywhere, inú Nàìjíríà náà la sì fẹ́ wà. Àmọ́ a fẹ́ lo orúkọ tó ń pè ní Nàìjíríà yẹn mọ́, because orúkọ yẹn ìbànújẹ́ ló jẹ́ fún ìran Yorùbá. Kò wá sí bí ó ṣe wá wà láyé yìí whether Mùsùlùmí ni yẹn, Kristẹni ni yẹn, oníṣẹ̀ṣe àbáláyé ni yẹn, sórí Nàìjíríà yẹn náà kò mí pé ò ní ṣoríire. But ìyàtọ̀ tó wà níbẹ̀ ni pé ìṣoríire wa as a collective indigenous people ó ti wà restricted o. What is restricted? What is restricted? Màdé ṣàlàyé bó ṣe restricted. What is restricted in the way that lẹ́ni nísìn tí bá jáde báyìí nísìn tí bá lọ sínú bank high street mi. The first thing tó máa ń kọ́kọ́ béèrè ni pé where are you from? So mọ̀ pé automatically tó bá yẹ pé àìtí ní understanding pé where are you from? Kí ló mean pé where are you from? Ọmọ bo ni wọ́? O mọ̀ pé máa kọ́ sọ pé I am from Nigeria. O mọ̀ pé nǹkan tí mo ti sọ for a very long time nìyẹn. But nísìnyí tó bá bi mí pé where are you from? Ó máa ń fún mi ní concern pé ṣé Nàìjíríà náà ni ṣe tún dárúkọ ni because Nàìjíríà fúnra rẹ̀ fraud ni kò ń ṣe ìlú. Because identity yẹn is a theft. Mo wo BBC láàárọ̀ yìí. Wọ́n ń ṣe crime scene. Oníkọ̀ọ̀kan tó máa ń ṣe every Monday or whatever. Báwọn èèyàn ṣe máa ń lo orúkọ irú àwa náà nísìn, I'm sure pé àwọn kan ti create profile oríṣiríṣi tó fẹ́ fi jalè. I don't know until tó bá wá sórí desk mi. But máa yẹn èèyàn tó ní good follower lórí YouTube ni wọ́n dẹ̀ gbé picture àwọn kan dẹ̀ tún ń lò lórí Instagram wọ́n fi operate wọ́n fi jalè. That is an identity fraud. Now ìwọ tó ní ó fẹ́ Yorùbá nation ó fẹ́ fix in Nigeria ṣé mọ̀ pé wọ́n ti jà ní olè identity. I don't think some of you know that. Mo rò pé àwọn kan nínú yín mọ̀ pé already right now we have all been let me rephrase it. Every single one of us màá wá mo bí ṣe fẹ́ gbé wá sórí Yorùbá mo kọ́kọ́ fi sọ lédè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì. Every single Nigerian is already every single Nigerian as of today, you are also being involved with that crime country called Nigeria as identity theft. Every one of us. Because the true picture and the true meaning of that name, Nigeria, is a fraud. The true meaning, the true indigenous people, tí wọ́n pè ní Nigerians, we are not Nigerians. So that is an identity theft. Wọ́n gba ayé wa. I mean, let's even put it this way. I mean, imagine if wọ́n bá gba ayé wa, they've taken our space, ayé ní space. That would not be a problem. Because I made inquiries a few weeks ago. I wanted to do some few things and I say, mo need the space. What are the terms and conditions of that space? I was told the price. I was told it is either you come in for 1 day, you can do 2 weeks, you can do a month. So mo fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ àyè kó tó di pé mo fẹ́ wọnú bí tí mo fẹ́ lọ yẹn, because àwa tá ti tajà nínú ìlú òyìnbó yìí, I've been in the forefront of sales. You know, maybe because some of you are looking at me as social media. Èmi wà ní ìta gbangba, whether rain, cold, sunny, I don't care. For more than 10 years, ni mo fi ń tajà níta. So I am someone that have mixed and presented myself to. Only God knows how many people have passed through me when it comes to ẹlòmíì ò rajà, á kàn máa fọwọ́ pa gbogbo ẹ̀ báyìí. Just like some of you are time wasters. You come here, I'm used to that. It's just that the only difference now is that it is more like it's a digital one now. I have used to where ẹlòmíì àti mọ àwọn kan bẹ́ẹ̀ nígbà tí màá ti mọ sí mi tí ń tajà nílùú ìní mò ń sọ tó bá ti dé orí gbá wa kò ní kankan tó fẹ́ rà, but ó lè fi tiẹ̀ tó o bá wà careful láti tètè push ẹ̀ pé kó máa lọ, ó lè fi tiẹ̀ kó bẹ́ẹ̀ ní moment yẹn òun ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ṣe ń sọ fún wa pé ká dúró sínú Nàìjíríà. So I am not novice. Tí bá kàn react nígbà míì fún àwọn comment yín, I can overlook it. But mo kàn fẹ́ kẹ́ mọ̀ pé a rí comment yẹn because ghost kan ni mò ń bá sọ̀rọ̀. I have people watching me all over the world today, even up to Abuja, wọ́n wò mí báyìí. So ghost kan là ń bá sọ̀rọ̀. So tá bá ń sọ fún àwọn ọmọ Nigerians léni pé the territorial space called Nigeria today itself is a fraud. That territorial space tó wọ́n fi ń pè ní Nigeria léni is a fraud. Wọ́n ti kọ́kọ́ jà wá ní olè ẹyọ kan. Olè kí ló jà wá? Wọ́n jà wá ní olè pé àwa lá nílẹ̀ àmọ́ òyìnbó gbé ilẹ̀ yẹn wọ́n gbé orúkọ mi lé lórí. That is now an identity theft. Bí ṣe wà nílùú yìí, after 25 years, if information comes to me that somebody just drove a vehicle and my name, I want you to react to this now. I am in my house and the police knock the door. Mwani, hello, Moni, good afternoon. How can I help you? Well, we've just got a report that a Mercedes-Benz drove towards M1 and the register keeper of that vehicle comes back to be Mr. Olayomi Koiki on this address. How do you react? Enter one comment section. First, ẹ máa bi mí pé Koiki ṣé wọn náà ní Mercedes àti pé Mercedes tó ń sọ yẹn ìgbà wo ló rà. That shows that somebody took my details. Bóyá mo sọ, look, tí bá sọ wallet yìí nù nísìn, kò sí bó ṣe lè sọ wallet nù, whether in Nigeria, whether in Europe, in Asia, anywhere around the world. There will still be criminals tó bá wà honest láti sọ pé ọ̀dà màá mú lọ sọ́dọ̀ ọlọ́pàá. We still have people that will do that. But ẹni tó bá ní criminal intention, bí Lugard ṣe lo criminal intention lé wa lórí, because wallet tí Lugard bá nígbà tó ṣí wallet yẹn, ó rí pé ọmọ kò sí owó nínú wallet yìí lóòótọ́, àmọ́ ó ní a lot of resources. Kí ni resources tó ní? Ó láwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tó bí sínú bẹ̀yẹn, sínú àyè yẹn. Ó wá wò pé òun ò ní jẹ́ kẹ́ ṣoríire. Òun máa gba identity kúrò lọ́wọ́ yín. Ẹ dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé èmi máa sọ fọ́lọ́pàá nísìn pé, do you have evidence to what you are saying? Ọlọ́pàá máa sọ pé yes. Okay. Ó tẹ̀ ti dà bẹ́ẹ̀. Now, mo wá láti prove fún ọlọ́pàá pé, number one, I don't have a Mercedes-Benz. I don't drive. That shows that mo ti kọ́kọ́ knock wọn off. Well and well, you don't drive, but that name is this. Mo wá láti prove pé èmi kọ́ lẹ́ni yẹn. So, in tá a fẹ́ prove fún ọmọ Yorùbá nísìnyí, àyè tí gbogbo yín try láti fẹ́ fix ten pé Nigeria, you cannot fix it. Because there's nothing called Nigeria. Nigeria kọ́ ló ní àyè yẹn. We are all trying to fix it. But that àyè yẹn, it's a fraud and it has taken the real owner. Àwa tá jẹ́ real owner nísìn, what it throw her out of that space. Not that some of you are not living on that space, but the only thing you can use to identify yourself today, just like I was saying earlier, tí bá wọnú bank nísìn, ìbéèrè tó máa bi mí ni pé, where are you from? Mani, I am from Nigeria. The question is, am I truly a Nigerian? Mo wà lórí TikTok. I do go sometimes and I watch live videos like, there you know, ṣe wò mí. Ọmọ yẹn ṣáà mọ̀mọ́ tó ń ṣe, very beautiful girl, which I draw mọ̀ ń wò. Èèyàn kan ń bèèrè nínú comment section pé where are you from? Ó ní I'm from Nigeria. Mo á mérí mi pé màá ṣe o. Ṣé mo pọ́ mọ́ ẹ nísìn? Even though pé ó lè jẹ́ another identity tó ní which is British. I don't know wherever she bí a UK ló wà, I don't know. But for the fact that she mentioned that I am from Nigeria, that is an identity theft. Because kò sí ọ̀kankan tó ń jẹ́ Nigerian. Mo gbọ́ and get message tí mo sọ. Kò sẹ́ni kankan tó ń jẹ́ Nigerian. And you might want to say, Koiki, kí ló mean by that? The question is, kí ni bàbá tiẹ̀ àti màmá tiẹ̀ àti great grandfather kí ni wọ́n jẹ́ before 1914? Your parents, I mean, not your parent now. Because the whole thing we are talking about calculation, we still have people that are older than Nigeria in Nigeria today. I mean, tabanika wo age. Because I'm sure we will start a record learning within the whole territory of what is called Nigeria today. We will still have somebody that is about 115 years old. That means they are older than Nigeria. So the question then is, what went wrong? What happened? Kilo shele. How do we trace back this problem? No. Don't trace any problem. Leave that problem and let us manage it. I wonder, really? Can we truly manage ourselves in this contraction? Thank you, Nigeria. And this is now going to take me to, every now and then, I go on Google and I just type self-determination news just to see, self-determination. What are people talking about self-determination around the world? Go with me with some of this headline. And this is where we picked up what we're going to be talking about as well today. The time is 14:37. Tibani 14:37. Don't get yourself worried or concerned. It's just a 24 hours clock. It's the same thing as 2:37 p.m. But we tend to use 24 hours clock more. But you are 1 hour ahead. And just a piece of advice for Nigeria. Before you make that call at 7 o'clock in the morning to any of your family abroad, or bed at 6 a.m., especially in UK now, you are 1 hour ahead. So don't just assume that you can call because it used to be the same time. We're no longer the same time. Mokia easy dollar. Moki baba kito imureki uba leaders wa. When I typed in self-determination news, it came back with 19,400 results under 36 seconds. That's the power of, the digital world that we are living today. And the first one was 18 hours ago. Leadership Development Series, Deploying Self-Determination Theory as a Police Leadership Practice. That's just one headline. The other headline that I'm going to talk about later on and expatiate on it is the UK government. The UK remains committed to upholding self-determination and responsibilities in overseas territories. How we wish that UK never gave us what is called Nigeria today. How we wish. But it can still be stopped. Not through violence, not through ammunition, but through self-determination, which is exactly what we are doing today. The same UK, after almost 108 years, they are still talking about upholding self-determination and responsibility. But ṣé irú àwa tí wọ́n ti change orúkọ wa ló ń bá wí nísìn àbí àwọn ẹlòmíì? Because ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ yìí tẹ̀ argue pé you want to remain as Nigerians, always remember that that is an identity theft. And it's a big crime around the world. Just in case you don't know. Identity theft can also be a disaster if you are one of those that have been used to be defrauded or to be defrauded. Imagine, any one of you listening, imagine that your name, whatever your name is now being duplicated and being used around the world. Olofin Balloon. So they are using our name to defraud because we are not Nigerians, but Nigeria has literally taken so much loan that we cannot even run after people that took that loan. And some of you will never react. You know why? Because you don't like reacting. You just leave everything to God. And the politicians of today knows you very well. They know you very well. And that is why I will just quickly slot this in. Once again, this is coming from the former Minister for Transport, Rotimi Amechi. He knows that many Nigerians are just like myself. We're just talkative. We just talk. And this is what he has to say.
If some Nigerians were telling you that you should have given me an opportunity to speak, tell them that so many television houses and individuals have approached me to speak on different issues since I left office, and I declined. Two reasons why did I decline? Two reasons. My publicist said don't speak, and I chose to be my publicist, and he's very angry I'm speaking today. He knows. Second reason, what is new to say? Nigerians don't react to anything. Somebody said they made Buhari. Did I say anything? And they said,
did you hear that? Nigerians don't react to anything. You don't react. So we leave that and we move swiftly. The next one says, First Nations women unite for strengthening self-determination. Catalan Prime Minister demands self-determination reconciliatory referendum. Pakistan reaffirms support for Kashmiris' right to self-determination. Kashmiris will never compromise on right to self-determination, just like some of you think that we will compromise when it comes to self-determination. Self-determination is different from your political parties like APC, PDP, and also Labour Party, and even AAC. AAC is not a self-determination party. It's a party that wants to contest and win election under the fraudulent country called Nigeria. So we are campaigners. We are not political parties. Envoy urges United Nations to push for self-determination for Kashmir. Is this one not interesting? Do you know that this one is coming from, I just saw this now. I didn't even see this earlier. This headline, I'm going to read it again. I'm just letting it to pull up. And once again, Bia Botele, Lara Enitoje Yoruba campaigner, Tiamosi Arole Baba 1010 TV, Abewarowa, Kebawalo subscribe. We want to give him 500 subscribers from our own platform. At the moment, we started with 88. It has gone to 101. I'm sure we can do better. About our story page and listen. You're not going to miss anything. I'm still going to be here anyway. About our story page and Kebawalo subscribe. Sorry page Arole Baba 1010. The 10 is not figure, it's word. TEN, then TV. We are not mandating and saying Egbodoloshi Dodon. But tí ẹ bá fẹ́ máa gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá Nation campaign, tí ẹ bá fẹ́ máa gbọ́ àlàyé lórí Yorùbá Nation, that should be the only kind of platforms and what I don't see. There are so many things happening on the social media. But I'll be able to tell you that Yoruba Nation is not picking up at all with my latest statistics on YouTube. And I'm going to come back to that later on as well. From the findings I did over the weekend. 3 things are trending when it comes to Nigerians on the social media around the world. Maybe you might want to start putting what you think might be those 3 things that trends on the YouTube. I did a bit of search and I was not surprised. Yoruba Nation was not one, was not second, and was not third. Don't think that Bubawati, our social media, Loma Yoruba Nation. And so on to one Yoruba Nation. What about those outside? Do you think that they know about Yoruba Nation? Kila on your social media, especially on the YouTube. When people put a search on the YouTube channel today, 3 things they are searching. You might want to put it in the comment section. I'll come back to that later. Like I said, I was not surprised. The priority of many Nigerians is not the breakup of Nigeria. You'll be surprised. I'll tell you, I've got it ready for me, but I'm not going to reveal it now. So I went to my YouTube channel and I went to my analytics. And this is how we, our Toje journalists, we're able to gauge how things are moving around. It's a job on its own if you know what you're doing. I was somewhere over the weekend and I was told, advise your children to do coding. The next future is in analytics, data. If you know that, you will understand what I'm saying about. Explore what viewers are searching for on YouTube in the last 28 days. I'll share that with you. Monsope, I saw a headline now and I'm like, this headline that I'm going to read again. Envoy urges United Nations to push for self-determination for Kashmir. So ẹ jẹ́ kí n ṣe àyàngbé for it. What that mean? When we say envoy, they are àwọn tó jẹ́ bí ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n. Wọ́n wá ń sọ fún the same United Nations tí kò lè stop ohun tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ní gbogbo àgbáyé. United Nations that you're seeing there is being funded by America. There's nothing going to be coming out of there anytime soon that will be peaceful. They cannot agree with each other. Olukaluku, especially those that have the veto power. That is a discussion for another day. They will never agree, especially China, Russia, then America, UK, Japan, no, America, UK, Germany, France. Those are the permanent members. And don't ever think that Nigeria is even one of those Security Council. Ghana is one of them. Nigeria is just not a country. It's a mere geographical location. Kokoni space there. So many of you that want to save Nigeria, remember that it doesn't have a space. Koni ayeti. Oya ayetiwa lo, with a name called Nigeria. And that is why we are saying we want self-determination. So that ale gba aye yen pada. And we change the name. Awakola makoko change oruko ilu. We will have our own dialing code. Are you not excited that we should have our own Yoruba dialing code? Have our own international passport? Have our own real identity embedded, enriched with who we are, with our land? Maybe some of you don't reason that way, or maybe you're just a little bit selfish. Not that you are making anything out of Nigeria, but you're just selfish. And that is why when I looked at the data from the numbers of people doing search on YouTube, their priority is not the dismantle or the dissolution of Nigeria. But the same set of people are there on YouTube looking for something, using Nigeria as the eye mark. This headline, I wish the same reporter can also continue to do the same when it comes to the Yoruba Nation campaign. Do you know that this headline, Timo Kafuyin, is coming from the Nigerian news agency? Is that not a surprise? I want to for self-determination, but they are not going to talk about it because in Nigeria. So this is part of the media that we are talking about, that the value and the importance of the media. So the Nigerian news agency can talk about another country asking for self-determination, but èyí tó wà lábẹ́ imú ẹ̀ tó ń campaign fún Yorùbá Nation àti àwọn tó ń ṣe campaign in other self-determination, they are not going to talk about that because ìjọba tí wọ́n tó ń sponsor wọn, because now Nigerian news agency is under the federal government. Don't expect these kind of article to be written on us. So I'm going to read a little bit, and this is put together on the 27th of October, 3 days ago, by Mureni Okon. So Mureni Okon has put out this article, which would have been approved by his editor. Imagine that Mureni put there and say, envoy urge United Nations to push for self-determination for Yoruba people. Do you know how many people would have viewed this same article? Do you see why we are saying that Nisale, in Nigeria, they are very good at changing the narrative? And that is why we are saying, Ṣé Àrólé Bàbá 1010 TV lè fẹ́ support àbí Nigerian News Agency? Is entirely up to us. And this is why we are saying about Allah subscribe to the channel here. And let's give him the number. At the moment, it's just 103. Very, very small. How many of us have gone to, let's do a sound check. You made a note to subscribe to the page here, but in sorrow, we've been live for the last 1 hour now. How many people don't go and listen? Note to subscribe to the YouTube channel here. Or you can't just be bothered. As long as maybe I might not even be able to be on live on this same platform. And I might have to start another platform. It doesn't take much time. Also YouTube. Because Àrólé 1010 is going to do something different than the Nigerian News Agency. Tẹ́báyá pé ń wá Yorùbá Nation message lórí Nigerian News Agency, ẹ máa dúró pẹ́. But let's read what they're saying. They charge the affairs of the High Commission of Pakistan in Nigeria, Mr. Riz Shugota. I can see where it is coming from now. So Pakistan, High Commissioner of Pakistan in Nigeria, I'm sure. I don't want to say this is a brown envelope journalist. But for the fact that they're operating in Nigeria, we all know how Nigeria could be. Mureni nisin tí bá ní kó bá wa kọ article lórí Yoruba Nation, I can assure you that they're probably not going to write it. But nítorí pé Pakistan High Commissioner ló sọ̀rọ̀ nínú Nigeria nípa àwọn Kashmir, Mureni is quick to release that article. You can see the difference between we, the campaigners that want Yoruba Nation, and those that do not want it. According to this article, quickly before we move swiftly because of the time, the Charge Affairs of the High Commission of Pakistan in Nigeria, Mr. Reed Chugatia, has called on the United Nations to push for the right of the people of Kashmir for self-determination. Chugatia made the appeal on Friday at a private ceremony at the Pakistan High Commission, Abuja, held in solidarity with the people of Kashmir in their struggle for self-determination. You can see the hypocrisy that is going on in Nigeria. We are also asking for the same right. But Pakistan is only ever supporting Nigeria. What I mean by that? But Pakistan High Commissioner in Nigeria on polongo self-determination. Kódà ó tún sọ fún United Nations pé ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe kíákíá pẹ̀lú àwọn Kashmir. Do you think that the same Pakistan High Commissioner will do the same thing for Baba Akintoye? Put that in your mind. So you can see that we are dealing with a very, very important issue. Ọ̀rọ̀ self-determination kò ń ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ wash. It involves a lot. It involves negotiation. Tábàtẹ̀ wá ń bá Pakistan sọ̀rọ̀ lábẹ́lẹ̀. Ǹjẹ́ yín rò pé Pakistan máa jáde láti endorse wa lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀? Because if Pakistan understands self-determination of the Kashmir people, I'm sure they will understand that if that one not fighting for, and béèrè fún, it's our right. But they are never going to do such. What they want máa ṣe láti ta kó jẹ́ another commissioner, high commissioner mi, bí ní America. But again, ṣé government tí wọ́n máa allow wọn kan sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Yorùbá self-determination. You can see why countries around the world kò ń ṣe pé wọ́n mọ gbogbo tá à ń sọ. In tá à ń sọ kò ń ṣe crime. Ìyẹn là ń sọ fún yín lójoojúmọ́. Ìyẹn la fi ń ṣàlàyé pé it's our right, because right tá à ń béèrè fún yìí òun náà ní Pakistan ń béèrè on behalf of àwọn tó ń pè ní Kashmir, because Kashmir náà ń béèrè fún self-determination. Kashmir is the northernmost geographical region of Indian subcontinent until the mid-19th century. Gbogbo time tó dá problem sílẹ̀ nìyẹn. This border control, this gé border, já border gbà, gé border yìí láti Benin, gbé fún France, èyí tó kù gbé fún UK, gé border láti Ghana, gbé fún France, láti Mali, gbé fún France, no, láti Ghana, gbé fún UK, ti Mali, gbé fún France. All these took place in 1884. I think we need scramble for Africa. Border lines were destroyed. Kí ló ń fàjà lẹ́nìí? Territory, borders. Kí ló ń fàjà ní Ethiopia? Borders. Àwọn olódà problem yẹn sílẹ̀. The same colonial people or colonial era. Àwọn olódà wàhálà sílẹ̀. Àmọ́ don't expect them to tell you that your right now must be given to you. You are expecting the same people to create a border ní 1884. Àwọn náà lẹ́tí wá expect because fún yín ní right yín fún self-determination. Ṣẹ̀rí pọ́rọ̀ yẹn ó máa dàbí pé àmọ́ tá à ń sọ. We can talk to them. We can negotiate with them. Not negotiate to say that they should come and help us. But we will negotiate with them to say that bóyá tá bá débi tá à ń lọ yẹn, bóyá kò yé yín dáadáa pé àwa lá ní àyè. We will still work with you. We will still have a Yoruba embassy across the globe. We will still have the Yoruba diplomacy across the globe. But nígbà tí German tó lọ sí German chancellor, ó wà ní Nàìjíríà nísìn. Ó lọ ń try láti negotiate. Kí lẹ rò pé ó ń wá bilateral trade. Kò sí ìlú tó wà láyé tí ò ní the trade. Ìlú tó bá ti ṣe trade, that means pé ti box ara yín nìyẹn. So wọ́n fi Nàìjíríà nísìn, wọ́n fi ń trade. And then sọ pé that same Nigeria yẹn is a fraud identity ni, but ìjọba tó wà níbẹ̀ nísìn ó ní kẹ́ má worry ó náà máa make sure pé òun resolve the economic problem of Nigeria bí aṣíwájú ń ṣe sọ nìyẹn from what I read in the paper today if I'm right but in tí kò sọ fún yín ni pé tóun bá ní resolution MOU tó work between ìjọba tiẹ̀ tó ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísìn àti ìjọba Germany ǹjẹ́ ó sì lè continue bẹ́ẹ̀ tí òun bá lọ. I want to read from People's Gazette. Tinubu seeks German Chancellor support to combat terrorism. Oh yes, a fẹ́ kó combat terrorism because it is having a big toll on the lives of many Nigerians. But in tí Tinubu sọ fún yín ni pé arrangement tó ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ pẹ̀lú German Chancellor Olaf Scholz in combating terrorism in Nigeria is only going to be there until Tinubu is there. The moment the government change lẹ́ni gbogbo trade àbí MOU àbí any arrangement tí Tinubu bá ṣe pẹ̀lú German, the next government have the right to say a fẹ́ lọ through German mọ́, a fẹ́ gbé lọ through Saudi Arabia, a fẹ́ gbé lọ through Qatar, or a fẹ́ gbé lọ through Turkey. That means pé Tinubu ò ní the final say lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà. Tinubu ní say nísìn subject to the 4 years term and condition tó wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. After ọdún mẹ́rin tó bá rí ọdún kejì gbà sí fine. Tó bá máa fi parí gbogbo tenure ẹ̀ òun àti àwọn tó jọ ń ṣe cabinet ẹ̀ wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ kúrò kí another person take charge of the same thing tí Tinubu fẹ́ ṣe bóyá wọ́n máa wá continue ìyẹn tó máa jẹ́ subject to if it is the same political party. And don't ever think that another political party cannot win election in Nigeria. Especially pẹ̀lú kan tá a rí ní February tó kọjá ẹ̀. Don't ever think so. But because àwa kàn ń sọ̀rọ̀ àmọ́ tó ń play behind the scene. Àmọ́ bóyá Àtíkù gan ṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú Tinubu. Àmọ́ bóyá Tinubu gan ṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú Peter Obi. We don't know all these things. We can speculate from now till tomorrow. Nobody knows what is happening behind the scene because bomb bastard, olórí burúkú ni wọn politicians here. They are presenting something to you as we are independent party. But tábà wá lọ wá bọ̀, a rí pé probability wà pé Tinubu gan lè máa ṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú Peter Obi láti fi disturb Àtíkù because ó mọ̀ pé tó wọn bá ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ probability wà pé Àtíkù lè lọ wọlé. Ẹ ronú bẹ́ẹ̀. Don't trust the politicians. Ẹ wo ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ní Rivers State nísìn. Wike ló dà ń pé bí ṣe gbọ́ ló fi máa yẹn síbẹ̀. Òun náà ti fẹ́ di Jagaban tẹ̀ ní Rivers State kò ní di Wike mọ́ ṣebí Wike ti lọ sí FCT. Ìjà ń ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ bí ṣe máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí nísìn ìjà ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Rivers State báyìí. These are the same set of people tẹ́yìn dúró pé wọ́n máa propel Nigeria. Àwa táwa ń dúró dè lélẹ̀ but whatever the arrangement between Nigeria to combat terrorism is a good thing because we don't want Nigerians to be living. I mean, Nigeria, take me now. So why should I say that in Tinubu ṣe nísìn láti combat terrorism is not good? It's good, but àwọn tí wọ́n dúró de Tinubu ni pé ṣáà máa ṣe lọ. Ṣèbí wà parí tiẹ̀ lọ́dún mẹ́rin, ọdún mẹ́jọ, ẹ máa ṣe lọ. Kódà make sure pé gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá iná wà níbẹ̀. Táwa bá débẹ̀ à discontinue gbogbo problem yẹn. Gbogbo tí Tinubu fẹ́ solve, àwa máa stop ẹ̀. Tinubu ò ní okay, ṣé Jonathan lè control Tinubu nísìn? Ó lè fún advice. Jonathan was at the presidency over the weekend. Ó lè fún advice, ó lè fún ní ìmọ̀ràn. But wọ́n bí Jonathan dá kó sọ fún Tinubu pé kó ṣe báyìí, kí Tinubu wá sọ pé òun máa ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. Tó bá náà òun ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ kò ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ náà nìyẹn. If ìtọ́fin sọ pé the chief commanding officer àbí commandant is a very powerful position. So position yẹn ó gbọ́dọ̀ utilize it to the extent of favouring Yoruba people. Ibi tẹ́ ń dúró dè nìyẹn àbí èmi náà ń dúró débẹ̀ kájà máa wòran. Because ẹ̀yin 50% tí ẹ̀ ń dúró dé pé okay terrorism German chancellor ó ti wá Nàìjíríà a sọ fún yín náà Koiki ṣe sùúrù díẹ̀ fair enough. But everything is now tick. calm down ní gbogbo àjọ wa. But mo tún padà sórí Pakistan kí n tó wá move kúrò ní area yẹn. He said Pakistan marks the Kashmir Black Day. So that means pé Pakistan fún Kashmir. Wọ́n dẹ̀ máa ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ nítorí pé Pakistan àti India wọ́n kì í ṣe ọ̀rẹ́ enemy ni wọ́n. Ǹjẹ́ àwa náà gbọ́dọ̀ lọ wá another country kan nísìnyí? Okay, wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ enemy Nàìjíríà bọ̀kọ́ jẹ́ ìtọ́ yẹ pé kó fún wa ní backup yẹn dáadáa. Ìyẹn làwọn kan yẹn ni ẹ lọ bá Russia ẹ lọ bá, because a gbọ́dọ̀ fa ojú ìlú kan mọ́ra nísìnyí tó dúró tó yẹ pé tó bá sọ̀rọ̀ bí Nàìjíríà gan bá mí gan sẹ̀ Nàìjíríà tó máa wò pé òun gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe, because Pakistan bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe wọ́n ní nuclear weapon. Àwọn náà ní bàbá ìlú wọn lè má gbádùn but wọ́n strong. So bóyá àwa náà nídìí irú àwọn country bẹ́ẹ̀ nísìnyí o, country tó ń ṣe tó máa sọ pé wọ́n ń sọ̀rọ̀ lábẹ́lẹ̀ tó máa sọ̀rọ̀ síta, because Pakistan ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ nínú Nàìjíríà pé kó fún Kashmir ní self-determination. Ìlú wo làwọn náà máa wá báyìí? This is where negotiation must continue. This is where diplomacy. Ó lè má ti máa lọ, bọ̀ kò ń ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ lọ́ máa lè sọ síta. Ó dẹ̀ lè má ti lọ, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. But what we know is that tí nǹkan bá ń lọ báyìí, gbogbo ìlú kọ̀ọ̀kan ló monitor in tó ń lọ nílùú tí wọ́n ti ní embassy. Àfi ìlú tó bá ní embassy. Tó bá ní embassy nínú Nigeria, I know some countries don't have embassy in Nigeria. Ó dà pé Canada ò ní embassy ní Nigeria. But wherever their embassy is, wọ́n fi searchlight wọn sínú Nigeria. Because iṣẹ́ tí ambassador gbà lójoojúmọ́, in tó ṣe ń sanwó fún ni pé kó monitor in tó ń lọ nílùú yẹn, the good, the bad, the ugly. Kó má get caught up. So kò sí bí wọ́n ṣe tí ní gbọ́ nípa àwa tá ń campaign for self-determination. So at the back of their mind, wọ́n wò pé ṣé self-determination àwọn eléyìí, ṣé peaceful one ni, ṣé self-determination àwọn eléyìí, ṣé oníjàgídíjàgan ni, so that àwọn á lè máa ní oríṣiríṣi security report. Nigerian High Commission ní bíbá èmi ti pàdé military attaché tó wà ní Nigerian High Commission. Then every embassy must have a military attaché for security reason. They must have a security attaché. Òun ló máa drafty, ló máa fún ní, òun ló máa fún ambassador ní security report in tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nílùú. Ambassador máa fún Nigerian government ní update pé nǹkan báyìí ní UK, nǹkan báyìí lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. So that in case they have to be what they call evacuation. Ọlọ́mọ ẹ̀kárí kò ṣe dáadáa. Ìlú tó ti ń jagun nísìn, mo ní láti dárúkọ gbogbo ilẹ̀ mọ̀lú tó ti ń jagun. Ẹ fi pé kò tí sí evacuation níbẹ̀. Evacuation láti wà. Because ìlú fẹ́ move citizen wọn, but ẹ̀yin ò nílùú. So you are not likely to be moved. And even if they're going to move you, budget yẹn máa ṣe kí ni, ó máa lọ kàǹkàkàǹkà. Because ìwọ́n expect pé ìlú tí ó wà nísìn tó ní problem tó wà outside Nigeria, whether even within Africa, òun expect pé kí Nigeria kó wá fún ẹ ní support mọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ní Cote d'Ivoire, ní Sierra Leone, ní Ghana, ní Benin Republic, ní Togo, ní Liberia, ní Libya. Nigeria ò lè fún ẹ ní support because Nigeria does not represent you. Because mo ti sọ fún ẹ pé identity fraud ni, ìwọ ló ṣì ń rò pé I am a Nigerian living outside Nigeria. Ṣé tẹ̀lé ìtẹ̀ wà nílé wọ́n tẹ̀ kàyín kún mọ́ èèyàn. But àwọn tá tó wà níta táwọn expect pé bóyá Nigerian government ẹ̀ máa ẹwo tí mo sọ ní ìjẹta, mo mọ ọgbà tí mo sọ bí a program kan tí mo ṣe, tí mo ní wọ́n lè ṣe passport fáwọn, I mean àwọn tó wà ní UK wọ́n fẹ́ sanwó passport, wọ́n ní owó wọ́n fẹ́ gba Nigerian passport, wọ́n wá ní on the 16th fún 5 days èèyàn 1,000 kọ́ wá sí Manchester gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń gbé ní gbogbo region yẹn ẹ wá sí Manchester kí lẹ máa wá ṣe ẹ wá ṣe passport yín ṣe bóyá kó jẹ́ revenue fún Nigerian government ni but Nigerian government ò kà yín kún èèyàn nígbà tó máa wá wọn náà gbé one biometric capture card wá they are meant to capture 200 people on a daily basis bí a lórí 500 capture for that 1 week because Nigeria ò kì í ṣe country ó kò jí àyè wa lò ó dẹ̀ ń jí identity wa ló ń jí lò èyí tó yẹ ká jẹ́ Yorùbá nínú orílẹ̀-èdè àyè wa àwa ń jẹ́ Nàìjíríà àyè yẹn gan kò wá ṣàǹfààní fún èmi kò ṣàǹfààní fún wọ don't you know that I'm sure some of you know that pé àyè tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń sọ yìí ta fi ń pè ní Nàìjíríà kò ṣàǹfààní fún èmi kò ṣàǹfààní fún wọ tó bá ṣàǹfààní fún ẹ bá ń fi sínú comment section. Tí àyè tí à ń pè ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá lénìí tó bá ń ṣàǹfààní fún ẹ fi sínú comment section tó bá wá ń ṣàǹfààní fún wọ ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ló ṣe ń ṣàǹfààní fún àbódìgbà tá a bá jáde orí ẹ̀ ti fẹ́ fọ́ o wọ́n ti gé lẹ́sẹ̀ o ìrànlọ́wọ́ níbí o ìrànlọ́wọ́ lọ́wọ́n àbí ọ̀nà wo là ń wá. You think the world is going to be waiting for every one of us? Ayé yóò look ayé yìí ni mo mọ̀ pé bí ìjà ṣe gbógun ṣe ń lọ ní àwọn ibi tó gún lọ yẹn I don't want to mention the names ibi tó gún ti ń lọ life continue mo sọ fún wife mi lánàá 2 people died yesterday yeah if not yesterday at least over the weekend anyway 2 of them very very high profile people or person. Ìkan kú as a freak accident. Àwọn tó máa ń play hockey. Ẹ̀mọ́ hockey yẹn orí ice. Bóyá igi yẹn ló bá lọ́rùn ni o. Whatever happened there, ó slice ẹ̀ by. He died. Ṣé mo pé yẹn accident ni? Okay. The other person, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ń wo Friends. Kíní kan wà tó máa ń ṣe nígbà kan Friends ló máa ń pè. Àwọn tó wà l'Amẹ́ríkà máa mọ tí mò ń sọ yìí. Ṣé àwọn kí bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn ṣé ó ṣe ikú parẹ́ ẹ̀mí àbí báwo? I don't know. But he spent nothing less than $8 million in the last 30 years. Mo sọ fún ìyàwó mi lánàá. In the last 30 years, yeah, wọ́n ní Sheffield yẹn ti ṣẹlẹ̀. Sheffield ní UK ní mọ́ àwọn èèyàn kú lójoojúmọ́. Ìyẹn mi ìpàyé máa stop o. Àìmọye òkú tó ti kú níbi tó ti ń jagun nísìn. The world has not stopped. It depends on how you feel about it. You might not be very comfortable with it, but ayé ò ní parẹ́. So tó bá fi pé bóyá tá bá wà ní Nàìjíríà a máa pray lé lórí. The world moves on and èyàn máa pray lé lórí. Ìjọ tó bá dẹ̀ máa dùn. Àárọ̀ yìí mo ti send 20,000 naira sí yàn láàárọ̀ yìí. Ó urgent ni. Kò ṣe pé mi gan ní. I don't have it. But luckily mo ní náírà tí yàn kan fún mi. Tó wà ní account tí mo dẹ̀rọ pé dé because ó ti dé gògògò ìjọ la fi máa ṣe gbogbo yẹn kò rẹ́ ń ṣe ní tí mo ṣẹ̀mọ̀ lánàá kò ń ṣe tí mo ṣẹ̀mọ̀ lẹ́nìí kò ń ṣe tó ń ṣe Yorùbá nation but ọmọ Yorùbá ni but because mo calculate oògùn tó ń lò fọ́mọ ẹ̀ tó ní disability mo calculate àwa tá wà ní UK tó jẹ́ pé àwọn ọmọ wa kọ̀ọ̀kan tó ní the same illness tó dẹ̀ ń gbọ́ oògùn yẹn lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́. Ṣẹ́rí ìlú yẹn, I pity a lot of you. Ẹ mọ̀ pé irú yẹn ní sí mo lè ní pé kó lọ kú dànù, but mo ti mú gẹ́gẹ́ bí àbúrò ni. Ọmọ 3 ló wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ tó ní disability. 3. Ẹ mọ̀ pé tó bá tẹ̀ jẹ́ ọkàn, a máa manage. 3 ló wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. I had no choice to send 20,000. Lára owó tó fún mi pé Kóìkì ìwọ náà gbà. Má send it sí mi o tó bá send it máa rán ẹ lọ sọ́dọ̀ government and I don't know you. We can't continue like this. The other guy tó kú yẹn in the last 30 years ẹ̀mẹ́ta ló ń lọ fún therapy. Ó ti lo cocaine, ó ti lo different thing. He died in a swimming pool l'Amẹ́ríkà. Kọ́lọ̀ fọ́run káwọn méjèèjì. So kí ni mo fẹ́ fàyọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé ẹ má rò pé tá a bá kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà ayé máa parẹ́, ayé kankan parẹ́, àwa tá wà nú ẹ̀ la máa kú, la máa lọ. Arákùnrin tó kú nísìn, freak accident, ẹ mọ̀ pé kò sí nǹkan tó lè ṣẹlẹ̀, especially in sport, ó kú ni o. Kò ṣe pé kò sí system láti lè fi result, láti fi dá padà, but it was just not going to happen. So when we sit here, time present, time sọ fún yín pé it is not about today. We are concerned about today as we are concerned about the future of our identity. Nigeria ti jí identity wa, a lè gbọ́dọ̀ gbà padà. Ọ̀nà tá a fẹ́ fi gbà padà, òun láì tí mọ̀, la ṣe ń present lójoojúmọ́ in different categories. Now, the real topic that we wanted to talk about, and tó bá ti subscribe sórí Àrólé Bàbá 1010 TV2, ẹ bá wa lọ síbẹ̀. 108, tá bá calculate gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ṣì ń wò wá live, I'm sure bí ẹ fi parí program kẹ́tí lọ síbẹ̀ ni, ẹ má gbàgbé, ẹ bá wa lọ subscribe. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ tún program yẹn wò, I know people watch my program, I know that. I can tell. I have the data of how many viewers from all my platforms in a day, in a week. The number might not be traveling as much as I want because it's been restricted, especially on the Facebook where we have 500,000 followers. Am I concerned? Into mano gbogbo alegba un sumo bo díẹ̀díẹ̀. Kò tí dé stage yẹn ni. Tó bá dé stage yẹn, everybody ló máa jẹ breakfast. Last. Èmi náà ní family nílé. Tó bá ti dé náà nìyẹn. Mọ̀kànmọ̀kàn. Pé kò ní kọ̀yàn kan irọ́ lápá. But we can stop it now. We can ask questions now. Kí ló dé tí kò ṣe rí bẹ́ẹ̀? Kí ló dé tó ṣe rí báyìí? So that we can move the right to self-determination forward. So I'm going to read the article that I actually picked up. So we've talked about the envoy ní Pakistan, ní Nigeria, tó ń fight fún self-determination àwọn Kashmir. Mo dẹ̀ ti fún yín ní background àwọn Kashmir. Today, the term encompasses a larger area that includes the India-administrated territory of Jammu and Kashmir. So àwọn kan náà ń jà fún yẹn. So kò ń ṣàwà nìkan là ń béèrè fún self-determination. So now, kí ni UK sọ tí mo fi fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí? I've all read it. I've just, gone through it briefly. But I thought maybe we should talk about it. This was published on the 11th of October 2023. So should publish it late. And I can't put comment on all our Facebook because we've been restricted for another 8 days. We can go live, but we can't comment. So, so link and mo fi sórí YouTube, mo dẹ̀ fi sórí Twitter mi, fanfani tí ẹ bá fẹ́ ka follow up tí mo fẹ́ kà nísìn. Aago 3 ó kọjá 18 minutes. Òun ni olùlọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísìn. The United Kingdom remains committed to upholding self-determination and responsibilities in overseas territories, according to the UK statement at the United Nations Fourth Committee. I think I'll break it down. Looking at this headline, we can first take self-determination as number 1, overseas territory as number 2, the responsibility as number 3. Kí ló ń pè ní territories? Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́kọ́ lọ wo the English Dictionary of Territories.
Territory.
Territory.
Territory. Territory.
Kí ló ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀? Tí bá sọ fún gbogbo wa pé
territory.
Kí la mean by that? An area of land under the jurisdiction of a ruler or state. Especially in the US, Canada, Australia, an organized division of a country that is not yet admitted to the full right of the state. Territory is an area of land, ile, sea, omi, apapa, waterways, gbogbo ibi tí omi ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wà, you are taking it as a joke. Lọ́kàn yín, joke ni gbogbo tá à ń sọ. Ó dìgbà tí ilẹ̀ yẹn bá kúrò lọ́wọ́ wa àti omi yẹn. Space, àyè. Ẹ rí pé mo ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ àyè látẹ̀kan. Territory. A territory is an area of land, sea, or space belonging or connected to a particular country. Is Nigeria a country? Ṣé Nigeria ló ní space yẹn? Ṣé Nigeria ló lómi ilẹ̀ Yorùbá? Ṣé Nigeria ló ní àyè wa? Kò ń ṣòun òun kọ́ ló ní. But that is what we were told after 1914 fraudulent amalgamation. In terms of one year. But our indigenous people, our land territory, in international politics, a territory is usually a geographical area which has not been granted powers of self-government, which is what we are looking for. Atineayi, all we are looking for now is self-government. Meaning self-government. So you can see the expansion of one article can go further and further and further. Nigeria will not give you exactly what you're looking for. I understand your the biblical code. Ó dàgbà tẹ́ pé à ń fẹ́ máa ní code pẹ̀lú Nàìjíríà. But ẹ jẹ́ agé code yìí kúrò because kò sí ọmọ kan tó bá bí lẹ́ni ní hospital tí wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ yọ code yẹn kúrò. Wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ disconnected. Ẹ jẹ́ disconnecting tó ń mú wa pẹ̀lú Nàìjíríà yìí. Ẹ jẹ́ disconnected. Òun ló ń di problem sí òun ni àwọn olóṣèlú dẹ̀ tí wọ́n mọ̀ wọ́n ti mọ̀ wá. Ẹ ṣàgbọ́n tí Rotimi Amechi sọ. So, Tabani, self-government. Are we practicing self-government in Nigeria today? No. Caricature ni gbogbo tó ń ṣe. Mo ń wo headline kan nísìn látorí Twitter. In less than 12 hours, ìyẹn Rivers State Governor, ó ti sáàkì Chief of Staff, ó ti sáàkì gbogbo 23 local government chairman in Rivers State, ó ti dissolve the State Executive Council, ó ti change the Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, ó ti suspend the Chief Judge of Rivers State. Don't underestimate quiet people. Because Wike only, ó rò pé òun lè gbéyàn kan síbẹ̀ tóun náà máa control, just like bí Tinubu náà ṣe ń kún síbẹ̀ tó ń kó àwọn bó ṣe ń gbọ́ba síbẹ̀ ló ń gbé olóṣèlú síbẹ̀. Tó o báyìí tí rí Tinubu ò lè dín kankan nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ìní kan tẹ́ ń sọ nìyẹn. Ìyẹn kan là ń ṣe pé èèyàn tó nice ni. Ó nice gan. This is the kind of politics amalateba. Wọ́n á máa ṣe analysis yẹn ló ti ń ṣe láti 24 years. Pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ gọ́vnà kan jókòó sóńdó ó jókòó sí Ìbàdàn. Ẹ mọ̀ pé ọ̀rọ̀ Akérédolú ó sì bá fún mi pé kí ló ń jókòó ṣe ní Ìbàdàn? Wọ́n ní Ògùn wà ní ọ́fíìsì ẹ̀ kó lọ ilé mi bí àwọn olùkà lè fún nílé. Can you imagine? Odindi gómìnà ó jókòó sí ìlú Ìbàdàn ó dẹ̀ operate state ẹni tí ẹ kọ́ sáàkì gangan nìyẹn. But caricature ni gbogbo wọn. Caricature. So kí là ń pè ní self-government? Self-government is a government of a country or region by its own people. Ṣé ìjọba Nàìjíríà ṣó ń govern wa lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí? Because kò recognize wa. You are not recognized as Nigerians outside. O tún struggle láti recognize, láti gba recognition nínú ilé as Nigerian. So why don't we then, ká gé code yìí, kí ló ń pe code ní èdè Yorùbá? Ká gé kíní dànù. Ká gé yẹn nísìn, òun la ọkọ ní no. Ọ̀nà wo lẹ fẹ́ gbà gé tí kò gbọdọ̀ dìjà? Ìyẹn la wá ń gbé yẹ̀wò lọ́tún àtòsì. Because àwọn kan fẹ́ ká gé kó bọ́ sórí M1, àwọn kan nínú tó bá bọ́ sórí M1 a sì tún máa padà wá sórí round table náà ni. Why not tá a bá ṣe ní ọmọlúàbí tí kò ní di ìjà, tí àgbọ́yé máa wà láàrin ìwọ àtèmi yàtọ̀ sí tó kàn máa wá to come make ẹlòmíì kan make accusation kò mọ̀ kankan but in tó gbọ́ níbi tó ti ń jẹ pọ̀nmọ́ àti àgbo bóyá wá ní iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe lára I don't know ìyẹn ló kàn máa gbé jáde ìbínísù òṣègùn ní ìmọ́lẹ̀ Yorùbá but ẹ̀ ń dúró káwọn olóṣèlú yín kọ́ máa sọ̀rọ̀ ilé fún yín they are not gonna do that gbogbo tó wà lórí Dino Melaye nísìnyí pé kóun náà di gọ́vnà kọ́ máa fi patrol ńláńlá mọ́tò ńláńlá kò ṣe pé kò ní tẹ́lẹ̀ but it's another ẹ mọ̀ pé tí wọ́n bá jẹ́ gọ́vnà it's another status kọ́lọ̀ fọ́run ká Ajímọ̀bí mo kọ́kọ́ fẹ́ sọ pé mo kàn tó yẹ pé ó ti kú anyway constitutional authority ibo ló wà lẹ́nu nísìn òun ti lọ nísìn àmọ́ ìyàwó Ajímọ̀bí ṣì ń gbádùn àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ ń gbádùn ìwọ tó jẹ́ supporter Ajímọ̀bí níjọ́ òní lọ bá Ṣèyí Mákindé bí a kò ní gba etí ẹ̀ because I'm sure they were not in good terms. So you can see that all this politics, okay, Burújí Kàṣámù ibo ló wà nísìn olówó góòlù olówó máa dáṣì nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ní Ogun State where is he now? Burújí gan lè gba treatment ní Ogun State bí mo ṣe gbọ́ wọ́n ní Lagos State gan ló kú sí so gbogbo owó tó ní kò tẹ̀lé build hospital tó jẹ́ pé òun nìkan ló máa gba treatment níbẹ̀ because àwọn wọ́n ríra wọn as self-government fún wa they are not self-government so kí ló ń pè ní self-government self-governance or self-government or self-rule is the ability of a person àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá our indigenous people to exercise all necessary functions of regulation without intervention from external authority. Nigeria ní external authority tó ń dìbà wa ìyẹn la ṣe máa ń sọ pé nígbà regional government nǹkan lọ síwájú kò lè lọ síwájú nísìn because external ní Nigeria lórí wa lórí ó ti gbà Yorùbá wa lọ́wọ́ ó ti change identity wa and you're expecting that it will progress. How? Come and explain to me. How is it going to progress? Self-governance, self-government, or self-rule is the ability of Tinubu ò ṣe Yorùbá president. Nigerian president ni Tinubu. Whatever his ambition is based on Nigeria. So don't think at the back of your mind pé Tinubu máa fún yín ní mò ń gbọ́ táwọn southern Igbos àbí yẹ wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ níjẹta or thereabout. The headline, I picked it up from 3 days ago. Wọ́n ránṣẹ́ sí Tinubu, àwọn southern and middle belt leaders start process of restructuring Nigeria back to the regionalism. Release Nnamdi Kanu, says southern and middle belt leaders forum. The leaders also call for the immediate release of Nnamdi Kanu, the detailed leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, insisting that the government and the security agencies must obey court orders in the country. Tinubu ti wà níbẹ̀, ó ti lóṣù mẹ́ta, wọ́n ti obey court order. But at least court ṣáà ti affirm ẹ̀hún nísìn as the president. Kóhun náà jẹ́ kí court respect kí àwọn security agency kó respect the court order now. Release Nnamdi Kanu, kí ló wà níbẹ̀? Time will tell. The Southern and the Middle Belt Leaders Forum has asked President Bola Tinubu's administration to commence work towards restructuring of the country and enthrone true federalism as was originally entrenched in the 1960 and the 1963 Constitution. So that means Nigeria kì í ṣe original, fake ni. And that is why the senator tí wọ́n gbé wá níjọ́ òní ní last week lórí Politics Today sọ pé àwọn ò lè ra mọ́tò Nàìjíríà nítorí pé fake ní Nàìjíríà. Ta ló bá kọ́kọ́ ra mọ́tò Nàìjíríà made in Nigeria? Àwọn ò fẹ́ jẹ́ kẹ́ ra foreign rice, but àwọn fẹ́ ra foreign vehicle SUV. You can see the leaders that you call politicians. Àwọn èèyàn ń ṣe leader mọ́. The leaders also call for the immediate release of Nnamdi Kanu, the detailed leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, insisting that the government and the security agencies must obey court orders. Ṣé Tinubu kó kẹ̀lẹ̀bẹ̀ sójú? No, ṣó kó kẹ̀lẹ̀bẹ̀ sójú? Ṣó máa ná wọn mọ̀ pé kóòtù ti sọ pé kó release Nnamdi Kanu? Whereas mo ń gbọ́ tí the new attorney general of the federation of Yorùbá a máa wá ní tó sọnù. Ó ní àwọn máa bá UK prosecutor, crown prosecutor sọ̀rọ̀ bó ṣe máa gbé Diezani Alison Madueke padà wá sí Nàìjíríà. Èyí tó wà lábẹ́ ẹmú ẹ̀ kò tí ì yanjú ẹ̀. Èyí tó wà lábẹ́ imú ẹ̀ kò tí ì yanjú ẹ̀. How long does it take? Kọ́ọ̀tì ti okay. Àfi tó bá jẹ́ pé kọ́ọ̀tì ní kó má release Nnamdi Kanu, but from what we have and information ni pé release it. Let's start from there. So Tinubu ó kó kẹ̀lẹ̀bẹ̀ sójú, wọ́n dẹ̀ kó òwú sí etí ẹ̀, kò mọ̀ pé kọ́ọ̀tì ti ní kó release Nnamdi Kanu, but ó lè jubilate nígbà tí kọ́ọ̀tì affirm under the Supreme Court pé Tinubu is the president. Gbogbo Tátìkù àti Peter Obi bá gbé wá kó lọ dúró títí di 2027 kó lọ march kó defeat Tinubu. You can see so ìyẹn la ṣe ń sọ pé Nàìjíríà ò kì í ṣe ìlú tí ẹ níjọba ẹ ní government. Caricature ni gbogbo àwọn olóṣèlú yín, caricature ni wọ́n. And that is the reason why I've given you the meaning of self-government. Because ó yẹ kó máa wonder pé kí ló dé tí mo bá sick tí mo lọ sí hospital wọ́n tún wọ́n tọ́jú mi, kí ló dé tẹ́bí ṣe ń pa mí? And all this is because you don't have a government. Wọ́n fi Nigeria practice, wọ́n fi ń ta ludo, wọ́n fi ń ta kalokalo, wọ́n dẹ̀ fi ń ta bàbá Ìjẹ̀bú. Nǹkan fi Nigeria ṣe nìyẹn àti bet Naija, a country where it's full of different things. News in Nigeria, tó bá careful, ó lè gun ẹ lọ sí shock absorber, àkọ́ lọ sí shock. But now I tell you to use more. I tell my wife, don't check my status because orílẹ̀ wà níbẹ̀ tó ti gé, ìgbàdílé wà níbẹ̀ tó ti gé. That is the kind of country. Ritualist. Báwọn Yorùbá ṣe ń ṣe ritual, làwọn Ìgbò ń ṣe drug. Kíni yàtọ̀ àwọn méjèèjì. Until we take control back of their territory. But there's so many territory fún yín. Ẹ fẹ́ gba territory, ẹ dẹ̀ fẹ́ wá àṣeyọrí níbẹ̀. Brother mi kan pè mí lánàá. Ilé lásán ló kọ́, ó fi kan páànù ilé. Mo mọ̀ bó ṣe wà lórí ètò pẹ̀lú mi. Wọ́n threaten ẹ̀. I don't understand. Ó kọ̀ máa kan páànù ilé. So now it needs another voice to see what they can do around it. I mean, how did we get to all this? I thought local government lè kó deal pẹ̀lú gbogbo àwọn areas yẹn, but because àwọn alágbára ti pọ̀ jù tó ń jẹun ta nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Kí ló dẹ̀ fàyè yẹn sílẹ̀? Because ẹ̀ ní government. Because kó tó bá ra lé nílùú yìí, kó tó yọ yàrá sínú inú ilé yẹn again, àbí kó tó change any structure. Tí bí ẹ̀dá kó dánwò, kó má go through council. Ó fẹ́ yọ extension, ó kọ̀ wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ gbàgbà. Neighbor ẹ̀ ló máa lọ sọ fún council pé nǹkan kan ṣẹlẹ̀ ládùúgbò mi o. Tí council bá dẹ̀ ti wá báyìí, àtiwọ́ àti ilé yẹn ọlọ́mọdé kò lose ẹgbẹ̀ yìí. Because the system is working. It's working for the people. But right now, ilẹ̀ Yorùbá kò ṣiṣẹ́ because àwa kọ́ là ń darí ẹ̀. Ìyẹn láyé pé ẹ jẹ́ káwa jẹ́ àwa tá a máa darí ilẹ̀ yìí under self-determination. We're having problem with that. So we're going to go back quickly. So multiplying the meaning of territory and self-determination. So ẹ jẹ́ ká ka article because we have just less than 25 minutes to the end of the program. The UK statement was delivered by Mungo Moodfield, the UK spokesperson to the United Nations at the United Nations Fourth Committee. And this is coming from the Foreign Commonwealth Development Office. Published 11th of October 2023. Location, United Nations. Tó bá tẹ̀ jẹ́ pé rúbíbà ni a ti rí picture táwọn wèrè ẹ̀ yà ni, inú mi ò bá tẹ̀ dùn. Irú ìjókòó báyìí. Ẹ máa tanra yín. Some of you don't know how diplomacy works around the world. Thank you, Chair. Chair, let me start by reiterating that the United Kingdom has a modern relationship with all of its overseas territories based on partnership, on shared values, and on the right of the people of each territory to choose to remain British or not. The UK overseas territory have a large measure of internal self-government subject only to the UK retaining powers to carry out its obligations under international law. We have a close bilateral relationship with each territory, but the United Kingdom and the overseas territory governments also hold a joint ministerial council each year to monitor and drive forward collective priorities for action in the spirit of partnership. We are committed to supporting the territories on their priorities, including environmental protection, and to carry out our constitutional responsibilities, including ensuring security. Across the territories, we provide financial and practical support to build local capacity and resilience and have projects on the way to build new infrastructure, including a new hospital, port, and much more. Mr. Chair, I would like to address a couple of specific points relating to two of the UK overseas territories. Firstly, Gibraltar. In the coming days, we anticipate the committee will hear directly from the Chief Minister of Gibraltar as the elected representative of its people. We welcome their participation and restate that UK's long-standing commitment to the people of Gibraltar remains unchanged. The UK will not enter into arrangements under which the people of Gibraltar would pass under the sovereignty of another state against their freely and democratically expressed wishes. And maybe we should just expand Gibraltar. Gibraltar is a British overseas territory and headland on the Spain south coast. It is dominated by the Rock of Gibraltar, a 426 high limestone ridge, firstly settled by the Moors in the Middle Ages and later ruled by Spain. The outpost was succeeded to the British in 1713. Layers of fortifications include the remains of a 14th century Moorish castle and an 18th century great siege tunnels, which were expanded. Population, 32,000. Oh my God. Shit. Population 32,669 as of 2021. Their lives is better than yours in multiple fold. Governor David Steele. David Steele. Yeah. Vice Admiral Sir David George Steele, KBE, KSTJ, DL, is a retired senior Royal Naval officer who served as a second sea lord between 2012 and 2015. He assumed the office of the governor of Gibraltar just 3 years ago. Odume Tanisi is only 62 years old, born on the 6th of April 1961. Education, Durham University. Ẹni tó ń rúlì ìlú 32,000. Ìlú yẹn ni UN sọ fún, UK sọ fún United Nations pé wọ́n control ara wọn náà ni. You can see why we are saying that. Tí ní understanding pé kò dìgbà tí ìlú bá tóbi gbẹ̀gbẹ̀gbẹ̀. Nàìjíríà kò tóbi gbẹ̀gbẹ̀gbẹ̀ ni. Empty barrel. Gibraltar, 32,000. The global population. Yakonberi, is Gibraltar part of the UK or Spain? Gibraltar is a British overseas territory. The office of the governor supports the governor and the commander-in-chief in carrying out his constitutional role and duties as His Majesty representative. In Yakonberi, can UK citizens stay in Gibraltar? British nationals do not require visa to enter Gibraltar. Foreign passport holder with an indefinite leave to remain in the UK do not require a visa to enter Gibraltar. So ìwọ tó bá ní indefinite leave, tó bá ti ní indefinite leave, o lè travel lọ́bẹ̀ o. So tó bá ní British passport, tó bá ti ní indefinite leave, bí a kò ṣeré lọ síbẹ̀, tó jókòó sí bíbá tó ń sọ pé Yorùbá nation wọn lọ fẹ́. Àbí kò tẹ́ ń sọ kọ́ nìyẹn. And that takes me back to my statistics quickly. Kí làwọn èèyàn search fún lórí YouTube 28 days ago. Explore what viewers are searching for on YouTube. Use this tool to research some of the top searches from viewers on your channel and across YouTube in the last 28 days. Yoruba Movie 2023 new release làwọn èèyàn wá lórí YouTube. You heard it very well, yeah. So àwọn èèyàn wá Yoruba Movie tó ṣẹ̀ jáde lórí YouTube. Is that right? There's nothing we can do to that. You would think that maybe after that, in coming to my wale, no, the next one is the latest Yoruba movies 2023. That is what people are looking for on YouTube. The next one, Biatori and Sheshele, Mohbad songs. People are looking for his songs. Mo tún padà lọ sísàlẹ̀ again. Latest Yoruba movie, òun ló tún tẹ̀lé lẹ́yìn. Lẹ́yìn yẹn, Yoruba movie 2023 new release. After that, Tọ́pẹ́ Àlàbí. Lẹ́yìn yẹn, Kọ́kọ́rọ́ Alẹ́tì. I think that's Oríyọmí Hamzat. Kódà Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀ is not even being searched on YouTube. Nígbà tó yẹ pé ní Nàìjíríà láti yan operate. Ṣé ẹ kí ọba wa máa wà ní almost like how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ojaja the second is on number 8, searched on YouTube. Mẹ́jọ. Lẹ́yìn yẹn, Ìjà part 2. Then after that, Wizkid Mount Burial. Then the page 2. Ìjà part 2. Then some people are looking for Ebenezer Obey music. Àwọn èèyàn wá Bàbá Àrà song. Àwọn èèyàn wá Orlando songs. Ire Òwúrọ̀ today. Àwọn èèyàn wá Àyìnlá Ọmọwúrà. Then Àgbàlá Gabriel Global. No Yoruba Nation search. I don't know how you feel about that, but I'll leave that to you. That is what people are searching for on YouTube. Nothing called Yoruba Nation. Nothing. So, you might think that people know about Yoruba Nation, but they are not searching for it. Because it is not something they are interested in. Some of Yoruba and why Yoruba movie, while we are shouting Yoruba Nation, they are looking for Yoruba movie on YouTube. So gbogbo ẹ̀rọ pé gbogbo ariwo tá mo sọ fún yín pé gbogbo ariwo tá ń pa 3% ní lórí YouTube. Kódà mo lè drop it padà sí 2% gan nísìn from this latest statistics. I thought it was 3%. I said that a few months back. I'll probably just take it back to 2%. So when you see that, kíra yín lórí WhatsApp, lórí Twitter, lórí Instagram, lórí this, 2% péré ní gbogbo activities wa. Even it is not reflecting on the YouTube itself. Because people are not searching for Yoruba Nation conversation. Rather, they are looking for Ebenezer Obey song. They are looking for Àgbàlá Gabriel. Because Emory doesn't want Àgbàlá Gabriel. I don't want to expatiate on that. And Oríyọmí Hamzat. I'm sure you know the reason why they're looking for that. Because if they're going to go ní owó wà. Ẹni tó wọ owó Nàìjíríà nìsín, ó gbọ́dọ̀ mọ̀ àwọn méjèèjì yẹn. Ó gbọ́dọ̀ mọ̀ wọ́n because abẹ́ comment òun náà máa wá ẹni tó máa bá sọ̀rọ̀ tó lè fún ní 5,000. Èmi ò lówó kan tí mo fẹ́ fẹ́ anybody nísìn. I'm not going to give anybody money. Mo ìyẹn kan jẹ́ kan ní I do give away, bomb bastard. Èmi á ṣe give away kọ́, give away ni. Èyí tí mò ń ṣe ti ju give away lọ. Those two are doing great, but they cannot solve all the problems. I do listen to At least, no, my Bala Gabriel. I do listen to Yomi Hamzat once in a while. He's doing very well. But what he's doing is what your government is meant to be doing. Mama pick from the point of, either a journalist or radio presenter or whatever he's doing. Even some of what they're doing there, he won't try it in Europe in some of those presentations. Not even in Europe that he has been to before. But Nigeria is a lawless country. And Yoruba people love those things. Because in Telo, sustain are and to one relative depressed, depression ti pain, and to one nita kote moto mo pàdé kan náà àwọn brother wa kan alẹ́ Saturday a jọ pàdé lórí platform. Koiki ẹ̀gbọ́n mi bole lọ. Ó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tán níbi iṣẹ́ ní aago 12 lóru. He's on his way home. Ṣàfi pẹ̀lú ìyàn adélé a tún máa wá Yorùbá movie. Let us remind ourselves. We sit on this social media and we're looking for Yoruba Nation without going out on the ground. It will take some time before we break that barrier, because people are not looking for us on social media. They are not interested in what we are doing. They are looking for other things to keep their minds and soul going. So our Yoruba movie is keeping them going. So what we're excited, even a man I'll be lying, okay. But I just get tired quickly when I watch it. Probably after 15-20 minutes, I switch it quickly. So I'll be lying to So shall I really simply, we are not doing very well as much as some of you might think. I understand. There's so much pressure. So people need something to release the tension. But one thing is, into Majeki Buwagbo Yoruba Nation. So we're going to move swiftly because I have just 10 minutes to end of the presentation. So I'm just trying to think or share explanation lórí Intankai. It's not point reading everything. Bàbá tẹ̀ rí kankan mú jáde nínú átíkù yìí. Ó ti fún wa ní understanding pé ìlú kan wà tó ń pè ní Gilberta. Gbogbo population wọn is less than 40,000. That is something that some of you should start thinking of. Báwo ni ìlú kan ṣe wà tó jẹ́ 40,000 and they are not doing bad. Àwa dẹ̀ ń pera wa ní millions and we are not moving forward. The United Kingdom also reaffirmed that it will not enter into a process of sovereignty negotiation with the Gilberta is not content. Following the UK departure from the European Union, the UK government, together with the government of Gilberta and the government of Spain, have agreed to a political framework on how a future arrangement between the UK and the EU in respect of Gilberta will function in the interest of all parties. When are we going to have this kind of system that the Nigerian government will sit with the indigenous people and decide a future agreement between us? Àwọn kan wá restructure according to what we were reading earlier. Who are those people? They are looking for government of today to restructure Nigeria back to true federalism as it was originally entrenched in the 1960 and the 1963 Constitution. This contained into a communique that was issued at the end of a crucial meeting of the leaders and the elders of the Southeast, Southwest, South-South, Middle Belt regions represented by Ohanize Indigo Worldwide, Afenifere, Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDE, and the Middle Belt Forum, respectively, in Abuja last week, Thursday. They observed that without restructuring, this is what I want you to take back. Without restructuring, according to them, the future of that country you call Nigeria and the democracy will remain bleak. Love Nigeria as much as you want. Something will pull down Nigeria at the appropriate time. I don't know when. Don't ask. Mr. Koiki, I don't know. We lost one opportunity before the election. We will all have to wait and see what will trigger the next thing to talk about. So all we're going to be doing, education, awareness online, even though the percentage is 2%. When we are ready, we will come out and do rally. Those that needs to call for the rally, when they are ready, they will call for the rally. If not, we will be doing what we are doing. I am not the one to call for rally. When they're ready, they will do. When they're not ready, they're not ready. For me, I have a job to do. My job is to educate you that that union is no longer holding. And that is the job that I hold to Yoruba people. And that is why I said, I am your last man standing. That is the job I hold you. Day, night, afternoon, to say to you that Yoruba nation is the only solution. Somebody says Gibraltar is in the middle of Morocco and Spain. So maybe I should remind you that, yes, those leaders that are asking for the restructure of the country, they have the right. But is Bola Tinubu bold enough to even pull down Nigeria to what they want? It's Ojunkon Gobowa now. I just pray that every one of us have a good life and good health to witness what will happen with time. That's all. How you survive in Nigeria till then, I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't do visa. I don't know how to travel out of Nigeria. Don't ask me. But when you get to UK, you have a problem. Be rest assured to reach out to me. I will try my best to pilot you. I am 6,000 kilometers away. I just told you I sent 20,000 naira to someone today. Very, very urgent. I might not send to you, but you will have to survive for the next 4 years. And if you have any problem, please hold your representative accountable. Your House of Reps, your senator, your governors, your deputy governors, the members of the cabinet. Don't put your frustration on our own movement. I promise you a Yoruba nation. Yes, we promise you. We haven't got there. Just like Yedara always say as well, it's still a project. When we are already in one goal, the country will come down peacefully. What do you think about peaceful? Put that in your comment section. So, according to these communique, they are saying that the future of Nigeria and the democracy will be bleak, B-L-E-A-K. And let me give you the full meaning of that word.
Bleak.
Bleak is lacking vegetation, exposed to the elements. Nigeria too are exposed to so many things. Join. What does it mean? What does bleak mean? Depressing. That èmi ò mọ reason táwọn kì í lo àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ báyìí nínú àwọn communique yẹn so that ìwọ tó ń kà wá máa mọ̀ pé Nigeria ti wà in a depressed situation. Without hope, or encouragement, a bleak future in Nigeria. You don't have to agree with me, but with time, I don't want to. àwọn oníṣẹ́ méjì iṣẹ́ kan tèmi gbà lélẹ̀ láti enlighten yín láti educate yín fáwọn tó bá fi gbọ́ tó jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá tó bá náà wọn gbọ́ má ṣe Nàìjíríà lọ máa gbádùn ẹ̀ òun róbọ̀ díẹ̀díẹ̀ ni tó bá tásìkò gbogbo wa la máa jẹ breakfast. And before we go, I will bring this as well. I think I have what somebody said that I picked up. Follow us on all our platforms. Remember that there's a Yoruba Nation Radio TV app. You can download it on the Play Store. They're working on I've seen the the advert sent to me. Get a radio yet that everything is in one. Like only 20,000 or 20 pounds or $20. I will have to speak to those that are behind the scene, and whatever information I'm told, I will then be able to share with you all. But for now, you can still listen on the short wave. Short wave, let's say. Not me. I mean, I was part of the pioneer for the radio, but I've now need to move on. Another set of people have taken it on board to continue to push it. They need a lot of money to operate it because the satellite radio is expensive. The movement itself is expensive anyway. Nothing is going to come cheap. And everything is going up. Gas means about gas don't run. It's expensive. Electricity, everything is expensive. So when people are saying FM, well, the question is, as it is, FM cannot operate in Nigeria. Well, if we need license, license license. It's not. It's a pirate radio station, FM. But there is also another device that can spot and pinpoint where the transmission is coming from. And what do you think is going to happen? The transmission whether within Nigeria or outside the closest borders to Nigeria. What do you think is going to happen? They will destroy it. So that is the reason why it's coming through satellite, then into the shortwave. But you can also download the apps, which you can then listen to online by going on the App Store and look for Yoruba Nation Radio TV. Ilano Canada also set up one. I don't know any radio toshi, Tony apps. Ilano US. I don't know any toshi. So all this is just to pass the message. At least the online version might still be a little bit cheaper, but it will be better later on, hopefully, when the radio goes much more wider. I understand it's only just for 2 days in a week. But only thing about simply any key away lost soldier could say for fire. That could be fun. Oh, from low on your for. One of better do. So that is the message today. They can play or do it, but anyway, I just leave this one because I'm very careful with my platform now, especially, using people's video and all that. But about sorry, Twitter and do me. Moti post this. No, let's go back. Montonjo don't get come out Joni Lagos State. There's fire almost every now and then. Lagos State. So I want Chief Edwin K. Clark, the leader, Chief Ayo Adebanjo, the leader of Afenifere, Chief Dr. Emmanuel Iwanyanwu, President General Ohanize Indigbo Worldwide General, Zamani Lekwat, retired Chairman Middle Belt Elders Council, former military governor River State, Dr. Poku Bitrus, President Middle Belt Forum and Senator Emmanuel Igbo Esen, FNC National Chairman Pandev. The leader discussed exhaustively current development in the country. The forum expressed great concern and the total rejection of the trend where certain sections of the country are continually marginalized in state, local government, and even appointment to the Federal Executive Council. They insisted that the Southeast in particular should be appropriately represented on the Federal Executive Council. Similar to the other geopolitical zones, they also resolved that Nigeria must always remain a country where all citizens and sections enjoy a full sense of belonging and equality. You'll never get that, so don't waste your time. On the 23rd election, the forum commended the political class, especially the leading candidate, for their recourse to constitutional means. What constitutional means? The fraudulent constitution. So that is how far we can go this particular afternoon. My name is Olami Koiki. It is Koiki Media. Thank you so much for every one of you that have joined us. Without mentioning all the names, I'll just say appreciation to you all once again for being part of it. There's work you can do, whatever you can do, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Whatever you can do to promote the Yoruba Nation campaign, just do it. Don't wait. And Mr. Koiki, I like that. Just do it. Do your own part. I'm going to be doing my own part. My own part is to educate you. And that's what I'm going to stick on for now. Any other part, you can undo that, while I will undo the one that I'm good at. And on that note, I say very good evening, very good afternoon. Enjoy the rest of the day as we end the program. I'm going to end the Olayomi Koiki Instagram earlier because I'm going to need a phone. Sorry, we won't be able to take calls today, but hopefully some other time you'll be able to call into the program. So if you want information and you're not too sure, you can email me at info@koikimedia.com, or you can send me a WhatsApp. If you send a WhatsApp, I haven't received it, or you haven't heard from me, just know that I haven't read it, or if I've read it, I'll definitely reply you. Grandma, UK, at America, at let's dress very warm. The weather have now kicked in. We are 1 hour, Nigeria is 1 hour ahead of us, so that means ago mẹ́rin ló lù lọ́dọ̀ tiwa nísìn, ago márùn ló lù lọ́dọ̀ tí lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ẹ bá wa lọ gbọ́wọ́lé àrólé bàbá 1010 kẹ̀dẹ̀ follow gbogbo platform táwa náà ti fi ń stream. That's all I can say. Thank you. Adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń support wa lọ́tùn lósì. Prayer, whatever ways you are supporting us, we are so grateful. We appreciate it, and we will continue to stick to the rule of the game. Yoruba Nation, no going back. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn leaders wa tó ń darí ètò. Olayomi Koiki. Koiki Media, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Bye for now. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Bye for now.